sun peeks through the haze, and birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore, morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you all are doing well. I'm still doing a couple of my producer duties here, making sure everything looks good. Things are getting shared. I found out right before I went live that Spawn Trooper is live. I'm a little bit peeved he didn't invite me because I would have just went on his show, but yeah, he doesn't love me. uh Yeah, but it's okay. He's got to grow his channel too. I do laugh at people who get very butthurt about stuff. Oh, and sure enough, here comes the cat. He's like, "Oh, you're live? I got to get on camera." Uh-oh, here we go. We got DJ Radis. Good morning. I don't know if he can hear me yet. That's what I was going. You didn't get the notification Spawn was live? You know, YouTube does themselves.
I'm having audio.
You don't have audio? Your granddaughter is running her third half marathon this morning. Forest Falls to Mentone. Ooh. That's not far from me. Yeah, I'm like an hour away from there. I've never been to Forest Falls. I've been to Mentone though. What are you doing? Okay, I've got the cat in my way. Now the dog wants attention. Go lay down. Go lay down. Okay, he's back. Let's see. Let's see if he can hear us now. Test 1, 2, 3. Yes, no? Okay, I don't think he can hear us. That's all right. We'll keep going. But I do like having him here. I gotta move this now, Cat, because you're gonna be in my way. Um. Oh yeah, I do want to. Gotta go into my control room.
There we go.
There we go. I can hear you now.
Now I can hear you too. I'm like, what the fuck? Always has to be something.
It is. It's always something. Um.
So, how are you doing on this fine Saturday morning? It's actually kind of sunny where I'm at the moment.
Well, actually, you've been on my mind because I had people sending me stuff and saying that the Lees were saying stuff, and I was like, "Do you have, do you have clips of it?" And they sent me links to hear stuff. I'm like, "Oh, no, those are AI." I'm like, DJ Redis is very good at spoofing stuff.
Oh, okay. So what have I spoofed that's popping up now? Because I haven't spoofed anything recently that I know of.
I don't know if it was recent. It was a couple links to stuff about the leeches, but it was definitely your post because it was all from your channel.
Maybe. I don't. I can't remember. Have I? I don't think I've done Lisa yet. I know I've done Bruce, and obviously I've done Lynette,
I
and not in
I think it
not
was
in a sexual way either.
I can't remember because I didn't listen that long, but I think it was Bruce, but it was from his thing with the leeches.
Hmm.
Um,
Maybe someone's got to send me something, a clip of it or whatever else, so I can listen to it and go, yeah, either I did that or no, I didn't do that. Because I will admit if I've cloned somebody's voice or made a clip sometimes.
I just laugh because it was clearly you. I'm like, no, that's DJ Radis. He does that. He does AI stuff.
Well, remember it was my AI stuff of Lynette, which first cracked Sarah in the first place into
I do not.
flipping over to us.
Not fun. They're not funny.
Right? When I made that recording of Lynette's bad mouthing Sarah and calling her all sorts of names, and that it was at that stage Sarah flipped the first time and gave us all the information and about the melatonin and everything else, and then she found out that it was fake and went back to Lynette.
So Spawn Troopers pissed Mr. Coop. Is it because I went live? Oh, James Alexander, appreciate the comment here coming from X. Choose life and to hunt the good stuff today. Above else, never make a permanent or absolutely, absolutely. And if you are thinking of hurting yourself, use the Battle Buddies app if you're a veteran, or dial 988. Oh, he's mad at Bubbles. Okay, I see you, Mr. Coop.
He's always mad at Bubbles.
Uh, Bubbles, I don't think is having a good month. You know, between his legal assistant posting privileged communications, which aren't privileged, and to also being ordered to be in court because I think he thought he would be allowed to only
Zoom in.
yeah. You get out of here, cat.
Now that would have been possible, right? He could have zoomed in. That would have been possible if he was a secondary attorney in that federal case. But because he is marked as the primary attorney for the case, he has to be here physically.
Mm-hmm. And he I don't think his buddy Stark is going to show up for any of the other cases.
I don't think there's other. Despite the fact that the case was deemed as not a sham for the second time, they're still not going ahead because I still haven't been served. And if you look at the like trespass 5 or whatever else, or technically 6 if you count Corporal Gregory, majority of them still haven't been served either.
Yeah, I did see where they were trying to serve you through the attorney. I believe that was on the last page from what I saw, or it had your former address.
Yeah, so it had my former address, which, might I add, is still incorrect. The spelling of the street is still incorrect, so yeah, it will still get returned and everything else, because I know Youngstown Post Office doesn't fuck around. If you misspell something, it's being sent back to the sender.
That's so funny.
So it would just keep bouncing back. And the fact that they know that I'm in Florida, why would you even bother sending it to my old address?
Good morning, Big Ron. Big Ron from Jill for the grand jury with Joe Lanu. Good show. Good show. They normally do Friday nights, but he does do a couple other shows. Check out Joe Lanu. Appreciate Big Ron being here. Yeah, that's. And are they able to serve your attorney at this point or no?
Well, technically speaking, Randy Shockett isn't my attorney yet. So he will become my attorney once I get served.
Okay. That is true. Yeah.
I'll have to be served first for him to actually come on as legal counsel, because until I get served, there's nothing against me.
They are just. I swear, watching them is like watching an old Keystone Cops video.
But yeah, they've got to actively come out and try and find me. As I said, I'll be served probably the Christmas in the Creek Train Festival and everything else, if they can find me. I will be there. I'm not even going to lie. I will physically be there.
You should wear a fake mustache and a wig and show up whenever they do volunteers to put up the fence.
I don't. As I was explaining the other day, that fence has to be at least 3 foot in the ground. Like the poles have to be at least 3 foot in the ground with concrete. If not, they'll need to be about 4 feet in the ground without concrete, just to stay upright.
Yeah, there's hurricanes coming through. They need to. Yeah. Yes, Eric. Representative Doug Collins is Trump's pick for the VA.
So yeah, we've seen all the fence panels and everything else. I've not seen a single bag of concrete or cement anywhere on that property.
Right? And it's not that expensive.
Well, it wasn't that much more expensive to actually buy treated fence poles and panels, but they opted for the cheaper approach of just getting the non-treated, area that rains quite a bit.
They do everything so trashy.
And I've worked with those fence panels before, trying to treat them yourself by either spraying like some sort of stain or something like that to waterproof them is a pain in the ass because you never get the insides of the panels. You don't necessarily get underneath where the actual slats are and everything else, and they just end up rotting out. So they could have spent the extra $20 per panel, had it all pre-treated, and they wouldn't have had any problems.
Yeah, and I think once it goes up, she's gonna hate because she loves being able to see who's driving by. It's part of her mental illness, and once it's up, she's gonna hate it.
Not just that. Don't forget, the cameras over at Tubetown are like 9 or 10 foot in the air, and those panels are only 6-foot panels. So maybe they fucked up. Maybe they should have tried to go for the 8-foot or 10-foot panels.
Is Spawn Trooper? I see he's here. Is he still alive, or is he gonna come on? No, he's still alive. He's gonna come in here and complain about us not playing video games together. Sorry, it's a slow morning for me today. I don't know if everyone saw. I had another cocktail video go out last night, and those are doing well.
It's already being parodied.
It's already being what?
Having a parody made of it.
That's
and
fine.
not from me. But no, it's. I spoke to you about it this morning. It's JK Films. He actually made an EDM song to go over the top of it, and I gave him some pointers on what he needs to do in certain points of the song. But you'll enjoy it. He was afraid that you may copyright strike him or whatever else.
Nope. No, I appreciate it. I like a good parody. That's us veterans. We can take being made fun of. Especially if we stayed in the military for longer than 4 years, we can take being made fun of.
I personally was never in the military, but I can take a good joke as well.
Yeah. You Australians, you guys are a funny bunch. I've always enjoyed Australians.
I actually bumped into a New Zealander a couple of days ago down here in Florida.
Was it Russell Crowe?
No, but very similar story to me. He ended up meeting an American and everything else while he was over visiting in the UK. Fell in love with her, decided that he wanted more from life, and moved over to the States to be with him.
Mm-hmm. That's how long is a flight? Is the flight?
From pretty much Melbourne or New Zealand up to California, it's anywhere between a 14.5-hour flight to a 16.5-hour flight.
Okay. Yeah, I've done a 14. Those are rough.
No. Well, I know the flight from Australia up to California it can be rough if you're not drinking.
True.
Long international flights like that, the second you're up in the air and the seatbelt light comes off and they start serving drinks and everything else, it's all the alcohol in the sky is absolutely free. So you just drink until you pass out. You wake up and you're in a new country. The whole flying anxiety shit just disappears because you're drunk.
I can confirm.
They need to offer that on domestic flights, I think. I think a lot of the whole social media side of things of being on flights and being annoyed by people would disappear if everyone could just be drunk.
Yeah, I upgraded to business class, and I told I tipped the flight attendant before the flight and said, if I'm awake, I want a drink. If I'm asleep, just let me sleep. You don't have to wake me up for any meals or anything.
We need to try and get Brett back on here. Me and him have been talking recently.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. I do know that they're traveling right now.
Well, I know that they will definitely be in Otter Creek on December 14th. We've already spoken and everything else. They'll be going to that train festival and Christmas in the Creek and everything else. So they will physically be there as well.
Wilburns, do you think they're smart enough to treat or to buy treated 4x4s? Do you think they're smart enough? Tamara asked, do you think you'll go back to Australia?
That has been a idea on the back burner and everything else. I decided I'd give myself until sort of mid-January, maybe possibly early February, here in the States, because my passport technically expires about midway through the year. So if I want to stay here in the States, I'll have to renew the passport and everything else. My green card's still good for another 5 years or something like that. But I'll give myself until sort of end of January, early February to figure out if a life for me is still sustainable here in the States. If not, I'll go back to Australia. No harm, no foul. Even if I get served civilly, I'll still go back to Australia regardless. If things aren't working out for me, so there's a possibility that I could go back to Australia, but we'll see what happens.
If you did, what do you think you would miss the most from the US?
Cheap cigarettes. I don't know if you know the conversion rate and everything else for cigarettes here in the States compared to Australia, but it's outrageous.
You know, I've never been a smoker, but I do love how they put all the stuff on the packages overseas telling you how bad it is. And I messed with a friend of mine from the UK once. She was a big smoker, and she was like, "Can you hand me my pack?" And I reached over and I like looked at it as I was handing it to her. I go, "Wait a second, are you aware these are bad for you?"
Australia goes the full front of putting on the gruesome images of rotten teeth,
The dead
bad
babies.
lungs. Oh yeah, dead babies is a good one. At one stage, when they first started coming out with all those, people were cutting the images out and treating them like trading cards. 'Cause every week they'd come out with a brand new one.
Ooh, collector's editions.
Yeah. So a lot of people in Australia who do smoke end up going and buying those plastic cigarette packets and everything else, and they'll just transfer all the cigarettes into one of those. That way, you're not carrying around a dead baby in your pocket.
The Navy did that. Well, they did some stuff a couple years ago. They decided that, because if you buy them on base, that you're only paying federal taxes and not all the state taxes, which is what really drives the price of cigarettes up. So the Navy said, you know what, we're just going to match the price out in town because we're going to deter people from using tobacco. Did it deter any military members from using tobacco? Not at all. It just took more money out of their pockets. That's all it did.
But the conversion and everything else. So Australia doesn't have packs of 20. 25 is the smallest packet of cigarettes you can get in Australia. It goes 25, 30, 40, and 50. Now, a pack of 50 is it's bigger than your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
But even for, let's just say, a pack of Marlboro 25s in Australia, you're looking at about, I think it works out to be about $40 Australian for that, which works out to be something stupid like 30 odd dollars US for 25 cigarettes.
Do you know what the conversion rate on dildos would be? Asking for another YouTube show.
Oh, it all depends on what size you're looking for.
Oh, they do the mini ones. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, the leeches were selling crystal mini dildos on their channel, and I'm like, just
I know they were selling those crystals that looked like the JJs, but this is what gets me, right? Is they claim that all their crystals are natural and everything else. No, all their crystals they actually physically make, and the ones that they don't make, they buy and claim that they're natural and resell them and everything else. So there is not a single thing on the channel that they've actually made or that's actually legitimate or whatever else.
It's like a race to see who can be trashier, them or John and Lynette.
I'm pretty sure the Fleas have won that one at that stage, other than the bedsheet fence. That was kind of trashy.
They definitely took the lead with the leather enthusiast.
But no, as I was saying to you before, I feel that if I get in contact with that certain somebody, I can convince them to come on your show at some stage, and we know, I at least know that they will piss the two Fleas off. No end.
Yeah, if that person is inclined, they are welcome.
Yeah, I just closed my stream down to come and join you two psychopaths. So there you go. I just thought I'd close mine down because I'm better looking. You need the support. You need the character building support. I'm in a bad mood, and well, I'm not in a bad mood, but I just just laid the gauntlet down for someone.
Wait a second. When are you ever in a good mood?
Oh yeah.
I am now.
Flow through you. Yes, master.
I'm always in a good mood. It's just that, like, fucking, you ask any soldier, you ask Mike. When we get serious or we don't mess about, our voices change. Ask him right now.
Yep. You can tell when we're being serious and when we're not.
I'm sorry that I offend, but I'm not. I just put out my shot across the bow to Nick Kill-Nosed idiot, and he's got until I'll tell you what, I'll give him till Wednesday to make a public statement, and then I'm putting the evidence out there. Just for the record.
Evidentiary procedure.
Yep. The 5 P's: piss poor performance prevents. Wait a minute. Piss poor planning prevents piss poor performance. There you go.
So this little jerk, he's been eating my bamboo, and he's killed 2 out of the 3 of my bamboo stalks. Well, he had let this one go for a long time. It went a year, and he wasn't chewing on it. Well, he started chewing on it again. So I bought catnip, and catnip, the thing they gave me, it's growing super fast. Does he chew on the catnip? Nope. Right back to the bamboo.
Probably is it. Cats have a thing about cleaning their yeah, I don't know. I'm not a cat person. Well, I am a cat person.
Or destroying plants.
Yeah.
Destroying anything realistically. If it's on the corner of a table, it's going to be on the floor if the cat gets to it.
Oh yeah. This dude makes more messes than the dog. Like the dog is like perfectly content and happy. We'll pull out her toys and everything and play with those, but doesn't really get into anything. This cat gets into everything. Good morning, Uncle Frank. We hope Yoda is doing well and we're praying for him.
God, there was so much I wanted to say today.
No. You're being too nice to Yoda here. Yeah, he needs to fucking take a spoon of cement and harden the fuck up.
He's got pneumonia, but it's not like how, remember guys in the 80s and 90s would get pneumonia? All those actors who died of pneumonia. It's not like that.
Actual fact, pneumonia is good for you because if you're a smoker, you'll soon pack up.
Like Rock Hudson died of pneumonia.
So let me ask you two a question, because I was going to cover this on my stream, but fuck it. What do you think about this new information coming to the surface from this young lady or gentleman? I don't know if it's a lady or a gent. Jamie.
Oh, Jamie Starr?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Tug was covering it last night, and can I say something? And this is from an observational person. Like, how many times do we have to mention this until we're proven that people actually accept the fact that we're right?
No,
I mean,
they deny, deflect, deny.
Yeah, but I can't. I mean, so my question to you guys, and I know what the hell's is here as well, and everyone else in your chat, I am now going to post a question to you all. Can you please explain to me why there is such a level of denial to the truth, and that people are still trying to circumvent and deflect from the truth when it's right there in front of them? I rest my case.
Misdirection is a key to everything. If you know, even if you know that you've done something wrong, if you can misdirect them a different path to take them off that subject for the time being, maybe people forget about it. So if you misdirect, that's the way people do it. Using misdirection or misinformation, you're not lying, you're just not necessarily telling the truth.
Well, yeah, I know what misdirection is. No, what I'm saying is why, with all this evidence, do people still continue to flap their gums? Because it's just
somewhat of an answer of the people on that side that we've needed to look into. One thing that's been fairly consistent, I would say with about 80% accuracy, is they've all turned out to be users, pedophiles, like people with shady backgrounds. I would say, just like how the felons in a pod, just like that. Like the people supporting are people who do the same type or similar type of things. Like, and me and DJ Radis, like we had one guy that DJ Radis was able to find out he was coming at us all really hard. And that guy, it turned out he had a conviction for child porn on his computer. Another guy came at me real hard. This one you know about, Bubba. He turned out that his son was a serial killer, and he was instrumental in keeping some of the evidence away from the authorities in Alaska. So yeah, you see these themes out of the supporters. So and a couple of them have Munchausen themselves.
And a Stockholm
Mike, this is a good one for you. You remember Elite, who was originally, I think, one of your mods at one stage on the Facebook group, and then became a mod on my Facebook group. And she was all pro Jeremy at one stage, then flip flopped and started telling us to leave Thomas Collins alone and everything else. And when I did digging on her, her husband is also a convicted child molester and everything else as well. And when that came out, she just fucking disappeared. She deleted her Facebook accounts and everything else and just poofed into thin air.
So here's my question then, and I put this to the court, to the jury, Your Honor. I would like to put this argument across. If all this is coming to the surface and we are already fully aware of the character assassination and slander and defamation towards Jeremy, George, and other people, and the fact that these two fabricated lawsuits against the Fabulous Six and the Thumbnail crew. Why does Bruce Matskin still have his law certificate? Why hasn't he had that removed due to his conduct? Why is it that, like, I mean, I am so fired up right now. I could literally walk through a fucking wall and ask for seconds, because
I know that there's complaints on his license. Those have to be fully investigated, and he has to be given a chance to respond. And I'm
Not just
sure
that, those cases have to actually go before a judge and everything else. If he loses it or whatever, that will just give more information and proof to actually the board and the bar and everything else. So you can make as many cases as you want until they've actually gone in front of a judge and either been proven or disproven. He can make the claims he wants.
Do you know, I mean, I get what you're saying. With all due respect to you and Mike, right? I get what you both are saying, but all I'm hearing is excuses. What I want to see is action. Is the fact that, I mean this with the utmost respect, and I don't mean any disrespect to you, Mike. I mean, we are adults. We can disagree to agree and agree to disagree. Come on, bring it. Bring your crayons, boy. But one thing I want to say is this. I get there's a system. I get that you have to put complaints in. I get that, but this has now been going on for over 2.5 months. There's enough evidence, especially the squid pro quo incident with the comment that was made there. That there alone, with the evidence alone, could get him suspended until further investigations have been made. So why can't that happen?
Because the legal system here in the States is a lot different from, say, the UK or even Australia. Australia wouldn't have put up with this as far as it's gone, and obviously it wouldn't have gone as far as it has in the UK. But here in the US, the US law system runs differently than other English-speaking countries.
very slow here.
It fucking runs in backwards. That's what it's doing. Because the thing is, I mean, this is what's. I mean, like, please understand that I'm not angry with anybody. I am a bit. How can I put it? Discontent with the system, because the thing is, this is going on and on and on and on and on. Right now, right, we've got a situation where technically, with the evidence we've got, we can blow at least 3 of these people out of the water so high they would go from seamen to space cadets like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, but I mean, we've got the character assassination, the libel and slander on one side. In the middle, we've got the harassment, the deflection, you know, all the bullshittery, and then on the right at the end, we've got evidence of misconduct, unprofessionalism, and breaking ethics.
Hey, Mary, I just want to answer this question real quick. You can do all those things and still get SSI if your head is broken. Get it? Yeah.
And Wilbur, I'll answer your one quickly as well. Yes, people have reported him. Yes, there are current investigations, but those investigations are pending the court case hearings that he's submitted and everything else. So they're looking for additional information for when those court cases come out and actually get heard. So until those get heard, the investigations on him are pending.
And investigations have no time limit. They can take as long as they want on those investigations.
Well, considering that he's already been on investigation since 2022, but how can
the thing about it taking so long is it gives him the false. It gives him the false. What do I say? Confidence that he'll never be held accountable. I've seen that many times.
I mean, he already blew himself out of the water that day when he actually inadvertently admitted, well, when I actually got under his skin, the first time when he admitted that with the Lynette and the GoFundMe. I mean, that day there was the day he blew himself out the water for credibility. He blatantly sat on a platform online in video and stated a lie. I mean, you know, I had someone. I'm not going to say who it was. Someone contacted me, said, why do you support Jeremy? Why do you support all these people? Why do you? And I said, because I don't support anyone. I support what I look for, the truth. And to be perfectly honest with you,
This is why I laugh about, you know, the Lees who keep claiming defamation. For the most part, lies are protected. Lies are protected speech for the most part. You have to show that your lie is doing some type of damage for it to be unprotected. And, you know, that's what takes time. And that's actually incredibly hard to do. Jeremy is doing a great job of showing damages, which is that's always the hardest part of any defamation lawsuit. The easy part is to show that no, it was false and it was knowingly false. They knew it was false, but they said it anyway. You know, that's why, you know, they get so mad. The leeches get so mad at people and they keep saying defamation. It's like, no, that's not knowingly false. And in my case, they keep getting mad about my opinions. Well, opinions are always protected. Always.
I mean, like, you know, I mean, me and you, like, sometimes we don't agree on our personal opinions, but the thing is, one thing we can agree on is that this is character assassination.
Yeah. They've. But here's the thing: all that can be used when this does go to court. I am interested in the mediation. It'll be very interesting to see who. I don't know if we'll even be privy to it, but to me, the interesting thing is who's really going to be negotiating in good faith at mediation.
Well, one thing I do know that Randy will definitely have his heart in the right spot, but I doubt very much he's going to put up with any BS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I doubt that very much. And I don't think, I mean, like, at the end of the day, yeah, he represents Jeremy, and Jeremy's probably will give him instructions and everything else. But when it comes to mediation means communication between two parties or more. And with everything that's been going on, are you going to believe a fucking word that guy's going to say when he's sitting opposite Randy? I'm not. If I was Randy and I was sitting opposite that guy, I would not believe a word he says. Not a
Well,
word.
here's a good one. Right? Here's a good one. So I've recently started talking to Shara again, and she asked me politely, without a threat, right, if I could remove some of the videos about her that I made, some of the parody videos. And guess what? Because she asked politely and without a threat, I removed those videos straight away.
Yeah, it's
Now, if Bruce had come to me before he decided to sue me and everything else, when he was trying to mediate with me and everything else, and had mentioned politely if I could remove some of the videos about what or whatever else, some of the parodies, I probably would have been more privy to it. But the second he started making threats towards me, I'm not going to respond to someone who's going to threaten me. If you're going to threaten me, I'm going to keep those fucking videos up, and we're going to go fight in court about them. But if he'd come to me and gone, look, my client here has some problems with a couple of your videos, she would really appreciate it if you could remove some of them or whatever else. I'm not trying to make any threats here or anything like that. I just want to see if we can come to some sort of civil agreement. You can remove the videos. Everything else wouldn't have been a problem. But he came at me pretty much with a threat from day one. And at that stage, I turned around and said, no, it's not going to happen.
God dang it. Guys, I can't, like, I'm trying to be angry, barking and screaming and rah, 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 and I get a fucking another subscription. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Jesus Christ.
On Trooper.
Oh, God, I can't wait. Right, sorry about my French. Anyway, here's one thing. This is what I find funny. Now, I know that you've done videos on me, Raz. Right? I know that Mike presses my buttons every 5 minutes. Milburn does it. Everyone does it. Okay? Now,
Oh yeah.
Right. Let me just say this without you trying to stop pressing buttons for a second. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you and everybody in this stream right now. Everyone that's listening, that's not me. That's a persona. Okay. That is not me. That's a persona. Okay. I am exactly the way I am. I'm Mike, get your fucking hands away from that soundboard right now. I want to see hands in the air right now.
All the buttons.
Right. And that's a persona. But the thing is, what I say is not a joke. What I say is not a joke. I mean, because the thing is, at the end of the day, I am seeing a distinctive day and night. I am seeing a guy who's trying to live his life. He does fantastic videos. Yes, he's not perfect. He's a human being. He's not perfect. Okay. And he has been hounded. He's been taken through the ringer, and he's being pushed to such a level. Okay. I mean, I'll say this now. If Jeremy, if you are here, seeing you cry on your stream, all right, wound me up. That pissed me off that night. But I know because how much pressure you were under with all the circumstances and everything else. But here's one thing. When you've got people going out their way, trying to make someone look bad when they're not, in fact, they are not the bad person in this whole situation. That's, you know, and then to steep so low to make sock accounts and alt accounts and God knows what else and attack other people by guilty by association and everything else. And the biggest mistake, Bruce, you did is you striked Megan and the next day you fucking removed that strike. That shows me that you were trying to fucking show a power move. Failure, mother person. I'm done. Sorry,
No, you're not. Let it out.
And the fact that you guys are sitting on your fucking platform, all right, showing dildos. And by the way, if you think that's a large dildo, then obviously you haven't met real men. There's 3 sitting here right now. We are real men. However, we don't like to roll in mud and manure. So thank you, but no thank you.
Doing OnlyFans.
Feet pic. No, but I mean, and also, did they change their settings to 18 plus? Because the moment
they were, by posting those pictures, they should have changed it to 18 plus. I haven't gone onto their thing, so I don't know if they did, but they should. If you're going to show those images.
Because the thing is, when you say it's okay for children or it's not okay for children, if it's not okay for children, they put it in a different category. When you show any type of pornographic or any adult material, it has to go to 18 plus.
Aside from Spawn Trooper, there will be nothing that resembles genitalia on this show.
Wait, what the fuck did you just say?
I called you a dick.
Yeah, but dicks like me make. Oh no! You bold-headed git! No. Oh mate, you just wait till I talk to your mum. I'm gonna tell her some shit.
Can somebody clip that, please, where Spawn is talking about being a dick?
Hey, listen. Dicks like me make see you next Tuesdays like you stand to attention. So, oh wait, no, that's the other way around, isn't it? Fuck. Yeah, you got me on that one. That's a technical fault. Yeah, you got me on that one. I hate you, Mike. I hate you. I hope, one day that you get a scratch in a position where you can't your arms are too short to fucking scratch it. I hope you get an itch. I really do. I hope one day there'll be an itch in a position that your arms and you won't be able to reach and you'll be sitting there going, oh, fuck. Yeah.
So you're pretty much asking Mike to become a T-Rex at some stage.
Don't you start getting jealous, Mr. Wallaby. Mr. Crocodile Dundee.
Hey, look, you're just jealous that my knife is bigger than your knife.
Oh, stop it. Listen, look. I know you love me. You don't have to fucking go public about it. It's bad enough for hearing it from me in private. So what?
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
My man sausage has got big milk. Anyway, But no, but last night I was sitting and watching
I'll be right back.
Hug Stream, and you know, that stuff there from that Jamie person. Oh yes, that's going to be an interesting development. That's for sure. That's very, because isn't that the girl who was there at the? There was a video that was shown. When was it? Was it last month or quite a while? A couple of months back. There was a. It was a.
Okay, so Jamie is AKA Jam or Jamster or whatever else. The one that Lynette was claiming that when she was living on the property with her, was doing meth or whatever else and shooting up the camper because there was supposedly people in the walls or whatever else.
Oh, wait. Oh, is it the same one that the police vehicle car cam captured when they went to pick it up?
It was the one that supposedly brought the stolen camper onto the property and everything else.
That's right, yeah. And he basically did a runner, and she then okay. I'm back on track again. Yeah, I get it. Wait, hang on a minute. Is she the one who fucking shot the walls, or was it him?
Yeah, it was her that supposedly shot the walls, or at least that's what Lynette and John claimed to try and get them off the property.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because she didn't sound like that on that recording. Far from it, actually. Right. Far from it.
I have the original recording, where Lynette was claiming all that and everything else. That was actually the first recording that got me into
trouble.
Mixing kind of trouble. Got me into the stage that I'm at the moment, because when Jeremy played the original, or the copy of the Facebook video that someone had sent him, that someone downloaded and sent to Jeremy, the audio quality was really poor. So I'd asked Jeremy for the video. I then cleared up the audio and took out all the background noise and everything else and all the hums and buzzes, and sent it back to him. But at the same time, I then chopped that video up and made it the Tortoises remix.
Right. Can you do me a favor? Right. I don't know if you can do this, and I am going to say this publicly. That video that Sharon put up about with Jamie on the phone, the phone conversations and everything else. If you listen to the last, I think it was the last 30 seconds or the last minute, if you listen, you can actually distinctively hear Lynette shout very loudly. I mean, she was actually very loud, actual fact. No. Could you do me a favor? Could you sort of like quieten down sort of the background noise and the white noise, because there was something else was being said while she was shouting. Someone else was saying something, and I had to put my earphones on last night and turn my shit up all the way to max. And I couldn't. I'm not going to say it live.
I can't do it on my phone. I don't have the software on my phone to do that. It's on my PC, so it will probably be a couple of weeks before I can get around to doing that, unless somebody else can do it beforehand.
Yeah, no rush. But the thing is, I think it's the last minute and a half, and something there was something said that's caught my attention, and that's why that last minute and a half, because you can hear Lynette shout, and hopefully she wasn't doing shout. Well, then again, knowing her, she was probably shouting at the little one. But if this was, what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, about
right. So if this call was 2 years ago, that means that child was probably 2-3 years old. Correct?
I think so.
Right. So let me ask you a question then. Why is a grown-ass adult screaming at the top of her voice at a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old?
Well, the same question could come into it. Why would you put a 2 or 3 year old child in a pet tent at a voting thing and everything else? That's where that was the same era that Lynette was trying to run for a candidacy seat for town hall, and she threw Harley into one of those pet tents in direct sunlight and everything else.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of discrepancies going on. I mean, it's like, oh no, don't video my child, don't video my child, but there she is using the photo for GoFundMe's, and also Biscuit Boy video recording her at the flea market and all that stuff. And then again, the other day when the fence was delivered, you can distinctively see the child standing alone on top of that shit pit, alone. There was a child's chair there as well, so that meant that meant that the child was sitting up there before the fence arrived. I mean, yeah, people will watch a video and they will see what they want to see. Me, when I watch a video, I see things that people don't see.
And we need 17 more people to go to Spawn Troopers.
What do you mean 17 more people? What the fuck are you talking about? No. Ha! Yes, lost one. It went from 474 down to 473. Yes. Ha! You'll never get me monitored. You're never going to achieve that goal, dark side.
I would normally ask anything of Jeremy and George, but if they could please give a shout out to Spawn Troopers channel so we can get him monetized.
No. Stop, Mike. No. Why? No. Why? Why do you guys, you know what's going to happen here? The minute I get monetized, I get striked by Psychopath and the fucking kids in the block. Hello, you guys. You know what I mean?
Are you really retarded?
Emotional
Damage. I wonder who. Do you know? I tell you what. Oh my God! It's gone from 473 to 475. Stop it, people! I'm telling you right now. Stop it. Bad puppy. Bad dog. Don't do it, please.
476.
Oh shit!
We're
Do you
gonna
know
make
what? Do you know what? I would love to get Jeremy. Right? I'd love to get Jeremy, you, me, TC, AVA, Eric, all of us, right? And then put Jeremy into the circle of squaddies. What we used to call the circle of squaddies. So basically, you got a civvy surrounded by squaddies and soldiers, and it's like,
he doesn't want to be part of this nut house.
How are you? You are about to experience something you've never experienced in life. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine his face? You just sit there, go, I don't care. I can take it. No, on a serious note now. I'm not angry at anybody. But the thing is, at the moment, I'm just getting sick and tired of the repetitiveness, and I get it, right? And a message to Sharon, Michelle, listen, sweetheart, if you're gonna bury him, then let's do it. Let's do it.
She's doing a great job.
She is. I think she should just go bang, 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 bang. That's it. Done.
I've been very critical of her as a journalist, but I'll tell you what she's doing, right? She's just posting the stuff. No commentary, just providing the factual evidence.
That's every time I've come to the conclusion that every time Bruce opens his mouth, that's what I hear. It's weird. What do you mean 480? What are you on about 480? Get the
480 subs.
Oh, that's it. I quit.
You could be monetized today.
I could be monetized and then demonetized within seconds.
It's a part of monetization though at 500. I believe it's only super chats and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, at the end of the actual fact, that would help because then I can then go pro on Restream and be like you, better looking and professional. Well, actual fact, you'll be like me then. I'll be professional and better looking, and you just have to catch up.
You know, the kids are doing a new dance they call the Trump, and it's just them doing the little
Yeah,
Trump
it's just
dance.
that. Yeah, do you know? Funny enough, I was shit. Now I'm just keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my mouth shut. Today I went to get some fuel, and I'm standing there, and like I started doing it for some reason because I heard this tune, and I just started doing it. Someone shouting, "Right!" Yeah. I'm glad he's president now because the thing is, in January when he gets signed in, you watch how quick the British Prime Minister winds his neck in.
Who's the prime minister right now?
Some idiot, some absolute waste of oxygen. Actual fact, him and Bruce would actually get on quite well as a married couple. He's called Keir Starmer.
Okay.
Two-tier Starmer.
Because I knew Boris was stepping down. I wasn't paying attention.
Boris Johnson may have been an absolute twat, but the thing is, he wasn't as bad as this guy is. I mean, like, I mean, I had this conversation. I said, if I was a prime minister for 6 months, I could sort all these problems out within 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 months. I mean, 6 months in the seat, and within 3 months, all the problems would solve. Because I would take civilian security or border control off, and I'll put soldiers on the border. Obviously, without weapons, of course. You know, just with sidearms. You know, to protect themselves, but with batons and CS spray and pepper spray and all that good shit. Tasers and
Okay, so Mike, I threw into private the 2 MP3s that I cleared up for Jeremy like a year or so ago about Lynette claiming that Shara was coming on board to do a story about the town, that Jamie was shooting up the camper and everything else. So those are 2 Google Drive links and everything else to the 2 parts of the video.
Okay.
Can I just point out I feel bullied right now? Do you know that?
I mean, you always feel bullied.
No, not all the time. No, I mean, no, I give you people the false impression that but no, right now I do feel bullied because I just went from
Look, you've still got to get your hours up. So you've still got to get, I think it's 4,000 watch hours. So if people want to find, want to find your longest video, and they decide to play it at night when they go to bed. So let's say you've got a 1 hour video up there, whether it's a live stream or whatever else. They set the video playback time to 0.25% speed.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So
right.
your 1 hour video now becomes 4 hours of watch time.
Right. Do you want to carry on talking, or do you want to hear what I've got?
I can carry on talking.
Oh, okay. Then carry on then. No. Cock. No, listen. I've gone past 4,000 hours about a week ago.
Oh, then yeah, just everyone needs to go back and just subscribe to you. Create another account if you have to.
No, don't do that shit. No, I've no. Oh God, no! Leave me alone. Oh, fuck's sake. You know that I have to sit down with you or Mike or both of you or whatever, and Richie have to sit there and listen for you to waffle on about how to do this, how to do that, do this, do that. Do you know that I have to do that? That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't, being monetized for me is not important. For me, the importance is, fucking do I feel bullied right now?
What I laugh about is I get people, they'll watch this and they'll be like, I hate the commercials. And I'm like, you can watch it on X or on Rumble and there's no commercials.
Oh, it's not just that. Even when you of being monetized, you can choose whether or not you want your videos to be monetized.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you hit 1,000 subs and everything else, you can decide at that stage, well, I don't care. I really don't want to be monetized. I don't have to turn that setting on or whatever else.
Mm. So I get a choice, do I?
Yeah, you get a choice.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you can you can choose whether or not you want your video to be monetized or not.
That's good to know.
So don't worry about it. We'll get you your 1,000 subs, and that way you've got a choice. We will give you the choice at that stage whether or not you want to be monetized or not.
So hang on a minute. Let me get this right. So I can choose. Say for argument's sake, I choose say 4 videos, right, and I monetize them. And then,
Yep.
like on one I get a green one, on the other one I get an orange one, and then there's one that I can't monetize. Is that because of the swearing, or is that because I'm a speaker of the freedom, or is it because?
Well, the red ones generally mean that there may have been some copyright material used in it or whatever else, and
Right.
whoever. Now, you can use copyrighted material. It comes down to whether or not the person who has the material wants to put the strike against you or not. So, for example, when I was making parody songs and actually using legitimate songs and everything else, some of the music companies and everything else would go, well, we'll give you a yellow monetization. So it will be profit sharing at that stage. So everything for every dollar I make or whatever else, 50% of that goes to the music company or whatever else.
Okay.
A lot of places do that. They don't want to strike you or whatever else. Sometimes they will give you a red copyright mark, but it's not an actual copyright claim. It's just they're like, no, you can use this song, you just can't make any money off it or whatever else.
Okay, yeah. So basically, me playing that video that you made about me.
Oh, there would be absolutely nothing. There'd be no strikes or anything like that because it was an original by me, and B, I'm not a fucking cunt like that.
True. Yeah, you just an escaped convict that I didn't put me. No. Right. Okay. Right. So basically, I can choose to be monetize my videos or just stick to memberships and the super chats. Correct.
Yep. So that's what happens when you get monetized. You can get the super chats, you can get the memberships and everything else.
Right. So I can then. Okay. There's a couple of other questions I've got, but I'll wait until I'll talk to Mike or you offline. But yeah, 181, 481. Oh, God, guys, come on, leave me alone. Stop picking on me. I mean, the closer I'm getting to that 500, the more poo's coming out. Put it that way.
42.
I've never intended this to happen, and just because of you prat. Am I thankful? Yes, I am thankful.
I take offense that you're blaming me for this.
Well, what do you mean take offense? You did fucking start all this.
No, you started this.
If
you had not originally mentioned that you did not want to be monetized and you did not want to have 1,000 subs, I would not have even pushed your channel at that stage. It was because you kicked up a fuss that went, you know what, I'm going to be that cunt and I'm going to try and push him up towards that level. So at the end of the day, it's all your fault.
I didn't want to get. So wait a minute, I'm getting blamed for not wanting to be monetized. Wait, that doesn't make fucking sense. And Mike's sitting there quietly smiling. He's like, "Fuck you."
Oh, the Wilburns is going to pull us over. I don't think you should be using driving terms, Wilburns.
Yeah, Wilburn. Hey, listen, Wilburns. All right, at least we don't park our fucking trucks on top of cop cars. That's another thing.
More like
I just had a bus drive past me. So I just had like a converted school bus or whatever else that is painted fire truck red. It's got fire labels all the way down it, but it looks like a fucking school bus.
I think you should paint it yellow and go Otter Creek school bus. Do you know? I actually feel sorry. Do you know what Tug said something last night? And I'd like that. That hit a nerve of me. Is when he said Otter Creek is. I know. I don't think he said it. I think someone else said it. And then he just commented on it. Something about Otter Creek being a dead town. I mean, like, but the thing is, there's so much has progressed in that town, that village. You know, I know there's only 100 people living there. I know they got a caravan site and everything else there, but you know, in a way I can agree with him, but in another way I can't, because like we discussed this before, how much potential that place has got. Yeah, I can see the bus in the background there. You know, what do you think?
Yeah, it looks like a school bus, but it's a county fire rescue.
Oh yeah. What do you mean 18 people to go? No, but no, Mike, what do you think? Do you think that Otter Creek can, like, if they spent time and money on, you know, with the historical, like we discussed the other day, and they spent time, you know, they got like a couple of museums there, because there must have been some sort of military presence there at some point.
I don't know
in
about
history.
military presence, but I do know that there was a logging company there, uh, and there was a train stop there. And trains are pretty, you know, touristy. There's more than enough autistic people or people with autistic kids that love trains. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I think they should absolutely embrace the history of the town and use that to develop some stuff.
Mm.
I back when they were talking about the water, I was like, what they should do, like, because everyone wanted a community center and all these things that's just going to cost money. I'm like, why don't they put in a small little, pool or water park that local kids can pay to go to, so you generate money for the town using the water. But I agree with Jeremy that it should be like they should unincorporate, and I think the water should be made a special district.
Mm. Do you know what would really be nice? I mean, like I can't say that Jeremy could do this, but if he got some funding and like he contacted the air rescue and everyone else, is actually build a decent helipad on that property. You know where the helicopters land on that on the school property, because it's fairly open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's to build like a like some sort of like helipad there, stuff like that. You know, like with like ground lighting and stuff. That it. I don't know. There's a lot of potential for that place, because I had a look at it from Google and everything else. I did a bit of research on Otter Creek. There's so much space there, man.
Well, they were originally going to be building a proper helipad somewhere along, I think it was 19. They had acquired some land. The county had acquired some land, and they were going to build a helipad and technically a fire rescue base out there somewhere. I don't know. They were talking about that 2 years ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was on the plans and everything else. So it comes down to the county at that stage who
I'm shocked that
are going to.
when I found out how far away the nearest hospital is, I'm shocked that some insurance company hasn't tried to buy the 70 acres from Jeremy with the intent of putting in some type of medical facility. Because it seems like a growing area.
It is a growing area. However, as I said, North Otter Creek Avenue or whatever else is barely wide enough for a single car to drive down. Now, if you're putting in a hospital, that road would have to be widened to allow traffic both directions without people driving up onto easements and technically into.
If they bought Jeremy's property, I could see where they would just put their own road to the highway, like not even use North Otter Creek Avenue, just a new road that connects to the highway for traffic.
I mean, technically, they could actually put a PB there or a fob. You know, they could technically build a decent sized fob there.
Well, having been in the area now for a while and driving around, there is plenty of vacant properties out in Streetland, which would be it would be a better place for a hospital to go. Because from Chiefland, it then branches off to Bronson, branches off to Trenton, branches off, obviously, to Otter Creek, and all the other smaller towns around the area. So Chiefland would be a better place for a hospital to go. Now, there is a urgent care in Chiefland. So obviously, if you do have a problem or whatever else, and you don't necessarily need a hospital to fix you up, you can go to the urgent care. But yeah, Chiefland would be a better place for a hospital to go.
If that highway is as dangerous as I've heard, having some type of medical facility, a little bit more than an urgent care.
Why don't they build a wrap there?
A what?
A wrap. A rapid, a rapid accident. It's basically the aid post. A response aid post. Basically, build a medical center there, big enough to, big enough to deal with the golden hour, and then obviously with the helipad and everything else, so they can deal with the golden hour, and then they can then transport the patient if they have to, out. I mean that there it covers both ends of the coin, both sides of the coin. So basically, it's small enough to not be a hospital, but it's big enough to deal with the golden hour.
Terry says not enough people to support a hospital. I don't believe that. I live in a town of at best 40,000 people, and we have a hospital.
Oh,
And
they're
I
doing
know
that? Oh, okay.
it's because of the remoteness, and because we have a very dangerous highway that goes right through our town. So yeah, it's not a big hospital. Like, I think there's less than 20 beds, but it is a hospital, and it's more for, because of this highway, there's so many traumatic crashes and injuries and stuff. It's more so that you can get someone immediately to a doctor, and they can stabilize them and life flight them down to Eisenhower, which is down in Palm Springs. That's what I could see along 19 somewhere. I mean, Jeremy's
So
78.
Levy County has, I think, 147,000 people.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's more than enough to sustain a small hospital facility, not one that, is going to be like a trauma center or anything like that, but one that it's like, okay, yeah, you can bring people in for those that are non like ICU type of things. You could treat them there, but everything else you then can send to the bigger facilities.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have a small.
Basically, you got the triage level. You got there's a place here. I'm not going to say where, but there's a place close to where I live. It's about 15 minutes away, and it's a triage. They call it a triage center. Basically, it will deal with T2s, T3s, anything T1. It will automatically already have contacted like a heli, the emergency medi flights and that. But anything T2, T3, right? They can stabilize that person, because obviously you've got the golden hour. That's the important part of the whole deal, the triage system. If you got, they can stabilize that individual, so they will have enough time to get whatever they need down there to pick up that casualty and then take the casualty to the closest facility.
Well, the 70 acres, like, that's not all going to be developed. Like, if let's say there was an insurance company that was interested in putting something there, that 70 acres is good because it allows for expansion. You're only going to put, a small hospital or aid station on maybe, 10 acres of that, but you have the room to expand if, after X amount of years, people move into the area and it requires expansion. And that's what you have to do. You have to make it scalable so that it can grow.
So what's the what I mean, I know is it I can remember Jeremy saying something. What is the surface, the ground like there? Is it marshland, or what is it?
For majority of it, it is swampland. And anywhere that's not swampland is a sort of sandy ground and everything else. So although grass will grow in sand, majority of it is sand based. So you take a shovel to the ground, you're not realistically digging up dirt. You're digging up more sand than anything else.
Right. So technically, you would actually you'd have to excavate, put more. You'd have to reinforce the ground before you put anything onto it.
Yep.
Sheldon's talking about Magruder Hospital. It's been years since I've even thought about Magruder Hospital in Port Clinton, Ohio. I've been to that one, and it's 45 minutes outside of Toledo, which is the nearest major city. But it is, there's two major highways that go near Port Clinton. Lots of accidents. It's a way for them to get people to a doctor, get them stabilized, where then they're life flighted into the bigger hospitals. Same exact thing.
Tim, thanks very much for explaining med-flight. How long does it take the fire brigade, the fire services, hypothetically speaking, because there's something I remembered from when they were talking about locking up the fire hydrants a long time ago. How long does it take a fire engine to get from the closest fire station to Otter Creek?
I would say the closest one would be Chiefland.
I was thinking Johnson.
I don't know. I think Chiefland's closer than Bronson. One goes down 19 and one goes down 24. I think it's 24. It's either 24 or 26.
Wouldn't it be?
It's about half an hour each way if you drive the speed limit. Now, obviously, if you're in an emergency vehicle, you can go a little faster than the speed limit.
Yeah.
So it'd still probably be about 20 minutes either way.
Right. So why haven't here's an idea for the council, the town council, for Zim. Why not get able-bodied? That includes Biscuit Boy. He probably might lose a bit of weight. What? Is actually get these people and take them somewhere, put them on a firefighting course, and actually train them to use firefighter equipment, and then have like a firefighting equipment station somewhere.
They had that. It was so Otter Creek originally had its own volunteer fire department. That's where, when they closed that down, it had freaking, what was his name? He was one of the shady ones. I can't remember what his name was. The one that purchased the fire truck from Otter Creek.
Don? Was it Don?
Yeah, Don. So Don purchased the fire truck for next to nothing. I think it was like $500 or whatever else, because everything was being auctioned off, and his wife was the one who was running the auction and was putting in the bids and taking the bids and whatever else. So Don got the fire truck for next to nothing, who then sold it off to Biscuit Boy. And then they traded the brush truck recently. Was it with Bronson, or it was back to Levy County or whatever else, for 2 years of fire service? They're not going. The town doesn't have enough money to repurchase any of that equipment. There's not enough people in the town to raise the property taxes enough to get brand new fire equipment, even to run a volunteer fire department. That's why if they became unincorporated, the actual county itself would then have to provide all that. They would then be able to build an actual fire station or a volunteer fire station out there to cover all the fires and everything else. But they don't get any of that until they become unincorporated.
So is that why when Jeremy had that fire, I don't know if it was on his property or not, that a while back, when that fire happened on, there were 2 fires there. That's the reason why there was that much damage then?
I would assume so, because all the fire vehicles have to come from either Chiefland or Bronson or whatever else. There is nothing local anymore.
Yeah, that just shows you that these. I mean, it just shows you how incompetent people are, really. I mean, but at least now, I mean, when Madam Mayor became mayor, I mean, you know, things started going up, and hopefully they'll think about having like a volunteer fire team there or first aid team there, people who are competent in advanced first aid, you know, and firefighting. Hopefully there'll be a, you know, you only need what? How many, Mike? 4, 5
For
for firefighter team or medical team?
I don't know.
I mean, you got
Like out here, we have an area that used to have a volunteer firefighter thing, and they disbanded because they couldn't get the volunteers. But a lot of that's because of the expansion of government. You know, uh, as you know, we've paid more taxes and stuff. Yeah, the fire coverage that is organized does have to expand. I mean, quite literally, the fire trucks here have to respond to a place 40 miles away in Amboy, which is like a little tourist stop. So I deal with a lot of these same issues here. And for a lot of the
yeah.
people saying, well, they can't build on that, it's protected land. Yeah, no. When it comes to companies, especially big companies like if a medical insurer were to come in, a lot of those protections can be negotiated away.
Okay, so Flippin' Ventures just stated a fire truck could get here with no traffic from Chiefland, on a perfect condition and everything else in about 13 minutes. But Otter Creek is not the only town with no fire department.
Yeah, 13 minutes. That's a long fucking time.
And the reason why there isn't anything is because currently there's no development. As soon as things start to get developed, all that infrastructure does come. It does come.
Well, it does. It makes sense to have something in Otter Creek fire department wise or whatever else, because they would then be able to cover down as far as Otter Creek to Cedar Key, to, I'm trying to think of what the next place down south, there's another town just down south a little bit from Otter Creek, down 19, that I know definitely doesn't have a fire department either.
I mean, the thing is, if you say hi, Deanna, by the way, and hi, Squid. I mean, if say hypothetically speaking, right? If Zim one day at a town hall meeting said, right, we want have say 110 people, we want 10 people, 10 volunteers who are willing to, you know, not piss ball about. We want 10 volunteers, and then contact Chiefland or Bronson Fire Department or emergency EMT department or whoever, and then get them on a basic firefighter training course, basic or on a basic to advanced first aid course. And wait, what? I am at foot. Oh, and basically get them on a team. Like, I mean, Squid and Mike will probably understand what I'm talking about. Like a team medics course, right? Because a team medic, he knows about, you know, blood on the floor for more. He knows about a AVPU. He knows about, you know, method of injuries and stuff like that, right? So if you, and knows how to put an IV in. So if you had 10 people who are competent, fit, willing to put that time in, right, and then send them away on that course, Otter Creek would have a temporary support system where if something happened, that 13 minutes can then be cut down to what, 5 minutes, 7 minutes?
Now,
So
I'm gonna chime in here for a second. So I'm not entirely sure how the rules or laws work down here in Florida, but I do know in Ohio, where I was and everything else, there's a questionable thing in regards to attending to somebody or whatever else in regards to potential lawsuits. So even doctors, nurses, anyone attending any sort of medical assistance to anyone who is injured, if something was to happen and you're attending to someone from a car crash or whatever else, you could technically still be sued by the family members of whoever you're trying to help if something
Yeah,
was to go
I
wrong.
understand. Yeah, I understand that, but what I mean, it's just like over here in the UK. I mean, if the casualty is away, you have to ask permission if you can treat them. If they're unconscious, it's a different matter. However, when people get on the volunteers, they get trained up to a standard that is the same standard as a normal firefighter or a normal EMT. The thing is, I'm talking about covering that 10 minutes or that 13 minutes. Does
If
that make
they
sense?
are,
I understand that.
if they're a volunteer fire department of a local area, they get covered under state laws that applies. It's called qualified immunity. So, like it's much like how police officers, you can't sue an individual police officer. So, like Lynette trying to sue Corporal Gregory, it's going to be very hard because they have to get over qualified immunity. He's got immunity. They're suing, but he's going to be represented by the union and the local police lawyers who are going to say, yeah, no, you can't sue. He's got immunity. There's nothing you can do about this. And then the judge is most likely going to say, yeah, you can't sue him and dismiss that part of the lawsuit. There's nothing that he did that would break his qualified immunity, and a volunteer fire department would fall right under that. They would have to be criminally negligent and outside of their duties to be able to be sued. If not, the state would come in and protect them.
Mm. I mean, it's an idea. It's a brainstorming idea. I mean, the thing is, I know that like it's not like magic where you can just do what you want. But the thing is, having that, because I know for a fact you've got people there. The only problem is the only problems you're gonna come into is that people probably want to get paid. People will probably don't want to spend any money for the equipment or like the uniforms or stuff like that. And obviously you have to bash that out. But I do think that like having a group of people, regardless of who they are, regardless if you like them or not, if you've got a group of people in Otter Creek who, when they hear that siren go, they jump in their car, they drive down where they have to drive to, and then they get into their kit and job done, right? At least you have that you'll have that first 10 or that first 15 minutes of coverage. You know what I mean? It's just like I've got qualifications on emergency oxygen supply. I've got advanced qualifications on kinetic wounds. Lost limb. I was a BCDD instructor. I was also a team medic, so I know how to put an IV drip in. However, on a civil law, I can't do that on Civvy Street. I can do the advanced techniques like holding a head or removing a helmet from a motorcyclist and stuff like that. But basic first aid and advanced first aid, people need to have that security in Otter Creek, because if you know that it's there, then that concern sort of like comes down a little bit,
Yeah,
because
like K-Man is saying that there are good Samaritan laws. I don't know if Florida has them, but a lot of states do, where if you're a good Samaritan and you're responding to an emergency, you can render medical aid and you can't be sued even if you screw up, because you're not considered an expert. You're just a good Samaritan trying to help. So yeah, you are protected under that, but not every state has that. I don't know if Florida does or not.
I just think that like it would be an idea to bring in like first aid at work. Is also quite good.
So this is a good comment. If Levy County Sheriff's Office has PBA, that's Patrolmen's Benefit Association, they'll turn it on Michelle Lynette Preston. So what the PBA is pretty much, it's a nonprofit that supports the police, and like when a police officer dies, they're the ones who help the family, and they pay for scholarships at the school. But that's also where you see the PBA cards. And that's if you have a police officer friend in a lot of states, you get a PBA card. And when you get pulled over, you say, oh, here, I've got a PBA card. And it's supposed to, be a way for the cops to be like, okay, yeah, you'll get a warning. But what that can also backfire if you go after a police officer. It also can work in the reverse, where now you're going to get pulled over all the time. That's why I said she made a huge strategic mistake suing Corporal Gregory.
Oh yeah, with fact. I mean, the fact that I don't know if I'm ever going to get my head around the fact that she, well, you know, I don't think it was actually her. I think it was a dickhead who actually pushed her to do it. To sue 6 people who all they did was go there, remove the property of Lloyd's RV and his property in a professional, courteous manner. They didn't do anything wrong. From what I was able to see, right? They were even very respectful, and you know the fact that they've steeped so low to even think about suing them. What it is, it's just money and deflection. That's all it is, because they want to take the attention away from the original problem, the stalking, the you know, trying to ask and trying to jump on Jeremy's coattail to get fame and money, and basically they had every opportunity to walk away from this argument when they got the cease and desist, but they ignored it. But now they're trying to put the blame in other people's shoes, and the fact that a 5-year-old child is also suffering from all this and is being used as being weaponized in all this is, I mean,
Diana,
I would like to say what I want to say, but
Diana, the answer to your question is, can DOJ investigate Levy County Sheriff? Yes, they can. And that's why I've written my letters to the DOJ and to the Tampa FBI, because if they're not applying the laws equally to all the citizens, that is a violation of the 14th Amendment. And that's why showing things, that's why I write my letters, is to make all these people, I don't think my letters are actually going to do anything, but it brings highlight to this situation. So now people are paying attention as to what's going on in Levy County. So yeah, they can investigate, and they should be investigating. I think there's been more than enough instances of the sheriff not applying the law equally that, yeah, I think there could be some civil rights cases. And honestly, I think Jeremy has a solid, after he wins in federal court, that would be my next lawsuit if I were him, because they're not gonna, they will settle that so fast. They do not want to go into federal court. The sheriff does not, with a civil rights violation.
I still can't get around it. I still can't get my head around that.
The sheriff is actually up for re-election soon, or whatever else, as far as I know. When I was driving around Chiefland and stuff like that, I saw all the sheriff signs and everything else up for re-election.
That Sheriff Britton. Is it Britton? Brittan?
Yeah, I thought he won his re-election.
And those signs need to come down then, because they're still up around Chiefland.
I mean, that happens as city workers go out. Granted,
do you want to buy Russell Meek's freaking father and mother's property? That's up for sale at the moment.
Wait, what?
Russell Meek's parents' property is up for sale.
Did you just give us good news? Russell Meeks is leaving fucking Otter Creek?
No, I didn't say Russell Meeks. I said his parents' property, which is out in Chiefland, is up for sale.
Oh, okay.
They want way too much for it as well.
Should I be honest with you? If I had the financial fucking ability, right, and I knew that I could come over to the States and buy property over there, do you know how quick I would be over there? And I'll be going, hey, Jeremy, here's 150 grand. Let me have that part of property, including Tubetown. And then I would employ Travis. And then I would put 2 towers on either side of the entrance, right? Like from a Second World War prisoner of war camp thing. And I would put little mannequins on there with searchlights that go around in a circle. I'm sorry.
I'm a little bit mad at Elon Musk. I understand he's doing a lot of things, but the one thing I really want him to do is to buy a very large searchlight and put it in one of the U.S. cities and project the image of the Batman symbol up onto a cloud.
Yeah. And not just that. Also, I want him to put up, right, the Imperial cog. I want to see the Imperial cog in the sky over Otter Creek. And then and every time that comes up, all you're going to hear in the background is
And with that 3-second clip of music that you hummed or whatever else, he's going to get copyright striked.
no, he's not.
No. It's got to be the original work or a copyrighted remake.
Yeah, oh god! Every time I hear copyrighted, right, it's like Jabba the Hoot, okay? Because he is a hoot, because the amount of crap he speaks. I mean, here's the thing. Let me ask you a question, and I'm going to ask you two and the audience a question, and that goes for What the Hells and to Deanna and everyone else who's involved in all this, right? Here's my question. Besides me and Mike, we're going to carry on doing what we're doing anyway, because Mike's going to be driving trucks with me at one point. Here's my question. What are these clowns going to do when everything is done and over with? Because I know what I'm going to be doing. I know what Mike's probably going to be doing. And I definitely know what Ratters is going to be doing.
Magic rocks and dildos.
Hey, wait, what?
They're going to sell magic rocks and dildos.
Ooh, do you know what? If they think that's how big a man's sausage is. Sorry, I'll put it back. Sorry, my bad.
I just smile at the fact that fucking Spawn gets all giggly and everything else when talking about man sausages.
And as for your case, don't you worry. I've argued in front of every judge in the state, often as a lawyer.
With a man sausage hanging off my forehead. That's why he keeps on walking into stuff, because the balls are over his eyes and he can't see where he's going. No, but seriously, what are they gonna be doing after all this? I mean, on a serious note, because I'm gonna continue being who I am. I'm gonna do gaming and hang out with Mike and Rattus and everyone else. What are they gonna do?
Did you just say gaming or gay men?
I know that prisoners, former prisoners of the Australians. I know that you got hearing issues, but it's gaming.
Jen, I think we need to get Sean Paul Reyes, the Long Island auditor, down to Otter Creek to do some audits of Levy County facilities.
Oh, Ned.
We know the sheriff will likely violate his rights.
Oh,
we know
instantly. Instantly.
They're not.
I mean, he'll turn up within 30 seconds. He'll be on the ground with a taser in the back of his neck going, "Don't move, boy." All right, you guys.
That's the issue. So, because Otter Creek is incorporated, nobody from Levy County can actually technically come in there to do any sort of audits or anything else like that, because they are incorporated. If they were unincorporated, then Levy County can come in and do all their audits and everything else. They can get code enforcement down there and everything else.
No, we're talking about a First Amendment audit. So, First Amendment people who make sure that the government officials are actually protecting our rights, and they go into government buildings and they'll just stand there and record or just walk around and ask questions. And what you find is these government employees freak out, and then they call the sheriff, and then the sheriff will handcuff, detain, and like in the case of the angry vet, they straight up tackled him. They've arrested him for wiretapping, and pretty much just violated their rights. So then, when that happens, these First Amendment auditors then do a lawsuit and usually get a settlement. But Sean Paul Reyes, the Long Island auditor, is one of the best. There's also the armed fisherman in Florida. I know he's already talked a little bit about Jeremy's story. I could see him coming and testing out the Levy County sheriff as well.
That Long Island auditor, is he the guy? sorry, mate. Let me just get this out. The Long Island editor, is he the chap who actually went into a couple of police stations and educated the command staff on
Yes.
how to communicate and how to educate the officers? Is that
Yeah.
the guy? Right.
He teaches how to respect the public and their rights.
Right. Okay. But I thought they get taught that when they're in police, because they do, what was it, 16 weeks or so, 6 months or so? I don't know.
Yeah, but they don't do it as refresher. And many times they teach these police officers to control the scene. And when you're,
Yeah.
when you're worried about control, and they'll always talk about, it's for police safety. Just because you have to control for police safety doesn't mean you get to violate people's rights, because
Yeah.
it's their rights. And there's a couple really good channels. There's Long Island Audit, there's Lackluster, there's Audit, the Armed Fisherman. There are people out there. Some of these guys out there are disrespectful to police, but I like the ones who are respectful. But then there's some, like the Angry Vet. He didn't go out to become an auditor. He became one because he pulled out his phone to record his VA doctor saying that he wasn't going to treat him. And then he was arrested for wiretapping, and he didn't wiretap anything.
Mm.
It's just,
I mean, they got the system. They wiretap everyone every day. I mean, bloody hell, yeah. But yeah, I've seen a few of Long Island's, and one of them that I've come across a few auditing videos. I mean, like in America, you've got that First Amendment auditing, and they started over here in the UK. But the thing is, there's a big difference between the UK law and American law. Over here, if you try to audit a police station or Ministry of Defense, you're borderline hostile photography, which then comes under the Section 43 or Section 46 of the Terrorist Act. That they can then get you arrested, and if you get arrested, I think it's Section 51 or 60 or something. You've got no rights. You've got no rights at all for 6 hours. That comes under the Terrorist Act.
They've tried to do stuff like that here in the States, and it goes up to the Supreme Court, and they're like, nope, First Amendment right, it's unconstitutional. It gets tossed.
But
go ahead.
I have seen some of this is what I like about the American versions of the auditors, because you do come across some police officers who are complete arseholes, but the majority of them understand what this guy's doing. He's an auditor, yeah, and they do actually do their job. They actually are professional, and they ask certain questions and everything else, and they know exactly what's going on. It's all about de-escalation and just communication. It's not like about going in like a bull in a china shop and 480.
See, one thing, I would be trying to run a fundraiser or sorts, or contact someone in the state office or whatever else to get body cams for Levy County Sheriff's Department, because I know Chiefland Police Department and Bronson Police Department and stuff like that, they all wear body cams. All of them wear them. However, the Sheriff Department does not, whether it's because they don't have the funding for them, or they decided that they weren't going to put it into the funding to get them. But I feel that the Sheriff Department need a body cam.
Would that mean changing policy then?
Define changing policy, because generally speaking, every police department that I came across when I was up in Ohio, whether it was the Sheriff Department or an actual police department, all were required to wear a body cam.
No, because a while back I watched an auditor video, and the auditor went to the sheriff guy, because it was actually sheriff's. He said, "Have you got a body cam?" And he went, "No, but I'm recording it on my phone." And he had his phone in a pocket on his vest, and you could see that the camera was facing outwards. And he then did show that he was recording the whole thing on his phone, which I thought, well, hang on a minute, that's your private property, that's not government property. So the policy, if they bring in body-worn cameras, that there has to be a policy implemented that they have to wear them, that they have to have them on, and stuff like that. So would that mean a change in policy for the sheriff's department, Levy County Sheriff's Department, or would that mean, right, guys, we've got body cams now, make sure you use them? Because they would have to be trained on how to download them, how to charge them, how to use them.
Really changing policy, it's just creating a policy on how those will be implemented.
Got you.
And generally speaking, when you go through the police academy and everything else, they teach you how to do all that. They teach you how to use your body cam and everything else. That's all part of the police training.
Well, American law and British laws over here, body worn cameras are like, it's like your bread and butter. So, you know, and a lot of police officers over here actually forget to turn them on. The youngsters, some of the new little plastic bobbies, I call them RoboCops. Some of these RoboCops, they because they've been trained to, you know, double tap it. They do it instantly, as soon as before they even walk up to someone. You can actually, if you watch them, they tap it twice on the Exxon, and then it starts recording, and you'll just see that green light, and you'll see the red light. You know.
Yeah. See, every place that puts them in does implement them differently. Like in a lot of places in New England, not only do they have to turn them on, but they also have to inform the people that they're responding to that they are recording.
Yeah, that's over here as well. And also over here, they're not allowed to mute their body cams.
Yeah, that's department by department. Now, here's the thing: when they do that stuff, it looks very bad on the department, because a lot of times when, you know, I watch a lot of these auditing videos and stuff, and when they do mute them, are normally in the cases that end up with lawsuits. So it makes them look very shady and does not make the cops look good in front of a jury.
That or they're recording and then all of a sudden the body camera turns off and then X amount of time goes by and the body camera comes back on. Again, that looks shady because people have claimed that the police have planted something in a car or whatever else, and then all of a sudden magically they've found a gun or whatever else or some drugs or something like that. The judge looks poorly upon that police officer or sheriff or whatever else, and generally throws or dismisses that case because it's not a clean cut roll of the actual camera footage.
Yeah, I think that if they have a body cam, I think that muting it or, you know, stopping it or anything like that should be considered tampering with evidence. But yeah, like Squid says, when they do mute it, it does look bad. So that's why it ends up as a prime thing for defense. So many of these police departments, when you have the body cams, it's in your best interest to just let it record and then redact whatever you need to later.
One thing I do like about the whole situation, I'm going to go back because I saw. Hi, Diana, by the way, hugs and love you.
Who's going to be
one thing I'm. Wait, what?
Oh, I just asked who's going to be number 484. Put it in chat if you are.
Oh God, stop it! Don't worry about it. No, don't. One thing I like for the fact, I mean, I went back and watched that whole video in regards of, you know, with the RV, Lloyd and everything else. Here's one thing I do like is the fact that quite a few people were recording at the whole thing at all times. So when it does come to that lawsuit, when it comes to the court case, those video recordings can be entered as evidence because it's just like body cam. It's just body cam footage. So therefore, it can be used as evidence because, like, I don't know. Can it be put in as evidence or as factual evidence? Can it be used like if it was body worn cam footage? Yep, good. Right. Because the thing is, I watched it just to check. There was something was nagging at me, and it was the situation where Corporal Gregory told Lynette not to lock the child in, and I basically there was something about the whole scene, and if you watch it, it was not 4 times he said, it was actually 5 times he said, "Don't lock that child in there." And
I recommend if I would be in jail right now if I didn't have a dash cam, because I got attacked and the 2 people who attacked me told the cops I attacked them, but I had a dash cam. I highly recommend to people. It's $50 off Amazon. You can buy yourself a good dash cam. Highly recommend you buy one. And I'm saying this, it kept me out of jail.
And make sure you get a large SIM card. You get a large memory card, 64 gig up to 124 gig.
So I can't use anything bigger than a 64 in my dash cam. But I have several 64 gigs in my car, so that when something happens, I just exchange out the things.
Yeah.
And if you're on my channel, you can see all my dash cam videos.
I like on mine, there was an incident that happened in front of me, and I just pressed the lock button, and then afterwards, about a month later, I get a phone call from the police. And they went, "Oh, we got your registration and name. You were," yeah, and I went, "Yeah." I said, "Have you got? Can you tell us?" I said, "I can do better than that. I've actually got a video recording from my dash cam that it gives you the speed I was doing. Then it's got all the information, the grid reference, everything." And they came down and they watched it, and the guy ended up getting, yeah, they threw the book at him. Put it that way.
Yeah, there are scammers out there that'll try to hit your, they'll back into your car and stuff like that and say that you rear-ended them, and they're just trying to scam the insurance companies. But that keeps it to where, you don't have to worry.
Word of advice: get yourself the dash cam systems that have got a front-facing camera and one that you can put on the back of your car. And also for motorbikes, you can also get a dash cam system for your motorbike. Right, and
while you're at it, make sure that you go off and subscribe to Spawn Trooper.
Oh, fuck off with you! No, don't. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Video on.
You don't have to, but remember, it's absolutely free to subscribe to him. Doesn't cost you any money or anything like that, and it does help him become monetized at some point in time.
I have a video on my dash cam playlist from DC. A friend of mine sent it to me, and he's a viewer, so thank you. And he sent it to me, and he legally he had his camera on his helmet of his motorcycle and was going through a green light, and one of the politicians had their security who ran in to block the intersection. And he almost was in an accident. They were just trying to block so that they could let other cars go. Was not a legal blocking of an intersection. And so he had that footage and was like, I don't have a channel to put this out on. Here, he gave me the footage. So it's a pretty shocking footage to see. Thankfully, he was able to stop in time.
I mean, I've got a video of I need to find it and I'll show you it. Over here, I was on my way down to Dover because I was on my motorbike to take a trip to on my way to Venice, and basically this car, he saw me coming and he waited for the lad. He didn't indicate. He just pulled out in front of me on the fast lane, and it's 70 miles an hour, and I was doing approximately 70 miles an hour. Just for the record, by the way, I was doing a little bit quicker. And he just pulled out in front of me. So the only way I was actually going to get out of that situation is go between him and the car in the middle lane. And when I passed him, obviously I had to stop at a service station because that did make that did make a little bit of poo come out. And the car in the middle lane actually pulled in after me, and he just came up to me and put his hand on my shoulder. He went, "Are you okay?" I thought that he was going to wipe you out, and I went, "Yeah, I think I'm just going to stand here for 5 minutes." And so, and I had a dash cam. I've got a front and a rear facing dash cam on my bike, and I've also got a helmet cam. So people use them.
Here, I'll give you guys all a hint about Tyson and Paul. Every Jake Paul fight is staged. They are not sanctioned fights. There's no IBC, WBC. There's nothing like that. You're watching contractual fights, and when you start looking at the contract, like had Tyson knocked out Paul in the first round, he would have gotten less money than what he's getting now. They're completely staged. I don't pay any attention to them. I don't give them my money.
I mean, the thing is with like Logan Paul can't stand him. Actually, He was over here in the UK, giving it fucking large. And there's a story I'll talk privately about it, because anyway, he's a complete waste of space. Jake Paul, if he got in a ring with a proper boxer and it wasn't staged and it wasn't all about money and everything else, and he had to richly fight someone to win a title, he'd be down and done in the second round. And the same thing with KSI. Even KSI's, he's over here in the UK. They're all three of them are they're just absolute plebs. They're wasted. Oh God, no! People, stop it! Really, you don't have to.
Okay, I just got a private message from the Wilderness. She will take some feet pics when Spawn Trooper hits 500 subs.
Wait, what? No. She, no. Nein, niet, no, la, no.
Better not be Georgie.
No. I would rather, do you know what? I would rather sit on that big grass area at Jeremy's compound where the school is, with Deanna kicking me in the guts all day than see foot pictures from Wilburns. I swear to God. No. It's just feet. No. No.
So there's another case. This is a local case. Well, actually, I got two local cases I'm right now following, but the one is more advanced. So the one that I'm looking into is a man of Troy Dean Reynolds. He owned a local tow truck place out here near me. And last January, he ran over and killed a 16-year-old boy who was crossing the road in front of our local Walmart. The problem is he drove off, and his vehicle then the next day shows up down in Riverside. As the cops are looking for this vehicle, they had a truck on camera from the Walmart security footage that they know ran over this kid. And they find this truck at a detailing place. It called the Riverside Sheriff because they started noticing there was blood and, gore underneath this car that they were this truck that they were paid to detail. Well, then they find out that it belongs to Troy D. Reynolds, who lives up here near me. He owns a tow truck place, and the local sheriff allowed him to turn himself in on his own recognizance. Why? Because he had a contract to tow for the sheriff here. So I've been following this case ever since January. If you comment about it, if it's very similar to the whole thing with the leeches. If you make any comments about this case, the workers for this and his family for this tow truck place, they will start threatening you in Facebook DMs. So don't comment on the case on Facebook because they will come after you. But the trial was supposed to go last month, and it doesn't appear anything has happened. It looks like another delay, but I'm trying to get all the stuff on that case. So just everybody stand by. As soon as I get more about that, I will be talking about it.
Is that not secondary murder?
It is, it's murder in the second degree, unplanned. Or they could also say manslaughter, which is accidental, not intentional death.
I mean, a 16-year-old, you'd see. You must be blind if you must have been distracted by if you didn't see a 16-year-old walking across.
Yeah, especially for someone who drives professionally, it was a problem. This is the family. So this guy's family and workers are real pieces of crap. When they come after you, if you comment about this case publicly, they literally are trying to say that this kid was suicidal and jumped in front of his truck. And my whole thing about that is, if that was the case, why did he drive off and try to have his truck professionally cleaned?
He was most likely distracted or under the influence, realized what had happened, and then went to go get everything cleaned up to pretend that nothing ever happened, that it wasn't his truck.
Because I mean, didn't that happen to Grapple's father, who was under the influence or something, and was sentenced to what was it? 12 years in jail for vehicular manslaughter onto a police officer.
I know. I try to avoid that piece of crap as much as I can.
No, but it's the same thing. It's like similar cases because both drivers unalived an individual. Both drivers. There must. I mean, like Rattis is saying, he must have been distracted or drunk or both.
I could believe either because just it's my Walmart and making that turn onto the highway, it's possible, especially at night, to not see anyone. But it was a hit and run. He took off. Like he stopped. He they have footage that of him getting out of the car, checking. He knew it was somebody. Got back in the car and took off.
Fight or flight, fear. But that doesn't excuse the fact that he drove off from someone who was probably still alive at the time.
Yeah, you see these cases, and I get them out here. So I follow these things, and whenever I can get stories and stuff that I can talk about it, I will.
Send me the link to that. I'll be interested to investigate this. I'll be interested to get onto this one.
Sure.
Because then I can do some digging from my side as well and see, bring a different perspective into it if you want.
See, the Wilburns are just now advertising that she has feet like the little people of the Wizard of Oz. So remember, subscribe to Spawn Trooper right now. Get into 500 subs, and she will take photos of these little feet from the Wizard of Oz.
I'll tell you one thing. You guys carry on. I will get Flippin' Adventures and Madam Mayor on here. I will. I'll get my. I'll because I know what they're like. They will stand their ground. They will protect the innocent.
They like me too much.
God dang it! But no, that'd be very interesting to get to get dug into because that sounds like that sounds like something I'd definitely like to have a dig into.
I sent you a story on it.
Yeah, is there any? Oh, wait a minute. Unavailable due to legal reasons. Will you recognise your attempted to access a website from a country belonging to the European Economic Area (EEA), including the EU and General Protection (GDPR), and therefore access cannot be granted for this time. For any issues, contact.
Change your VPN.
Are you saying my local news is blocked to you?
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of the US sites, news sites at least, are blocked for people in other countries.
Well, I mean, these are news, though.
It doesn't matter. I came across that problem when I was using a VPN and everything else at one stage, trying to view the news and everything else. When I was using an Australian VPN, I couldn't view any news outlets from here in the United States.
Oh, that one works.
Excuse me.
My pretty, yes, I did say Oz, as in the Wizard of Oz. Will Burns is going to be giving feet pics when Spawn Trooper hits 500 subs.
I always laugh about that because I am not a foot guy. To me, it can get so weird.
Oh, I just want to see the ingrown toenails, to be honest.
Why have I just thrown up? Right, that link works. So yeah, I'll come back to that later.
Char now has more subs than Stupid Dave.
That's good. I think she deserves it. I mean, like, I think she does deserve it. I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to say this publicly. At first, I didn't like her because of her behavior and the way, what she was writing and everything else. But in hindsight, I shouldn't have judged the book before I started reading it. And yes, I mean, now that going back, and I'm not saying this just to jump on a bandwagon. I'm saying this because there were things that I didn't agree what she was doing, especially the videos about town hall and everything else. But at the same time, I wasn't aware how deep she was involved in all this.
I do like the fact that Biscuit Boy recently put out a video stating that he'd never given Shara the ability to use any of his content or anything like that. But then there's a screenshot from what he had with a private conversation with Shara, stating that she could use any of his content for anything whatsoever. She didn't even need to ask for permission. That he gave her outright permission to use it. So he's backpedaling now as well.
But can't he take that right away? Hasn't he got the right to say
right
that?
away? But he doesn't have to take anything down from what she's already used.
Yeah.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then again, I mean, like the guy. I mean, I know that, you know, one should not mess with nature, but I mean, we know that he's lonely. You know, poor. Hello, you guys. I mean, it's a shame that he's actually allowed to actually leave the house. The guy's an absolute pleb, and the fact that he is actually, you know, he's down at that property. I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. They've cleaned that property up. Yes, fair enough. He you know, he's done some cutting the grass and everything, but that doesn't defeat the actual problem, the conduct and behavior, and the fact that he actually went onto private property and recorded and pointed out the cameras on Tubetown. Yeah, I'm not going to go into CCTV and all that again because you know, and the fact that he does that stuff, that's basically trespassing as far as I'm concerned. He's just like the flea. He's just like the fleas and Jabba the Hoot and everyone else jumping on that coattail, trying to make a buck out of all this. You know, fucking disgraceful.
485.
Okay, so Seagulls, I'm just going to pop something up and everything else. From what I understand and everything else, in regards to Shara and the Grangers, everything that was negative about either the Grangers, about Jeremy and stuff like that, has all been retracted. All of her stuff and everything else has been retracted. I understand that you can't say something and then retract it and not expect something to happen without some sort of repercussion. However, Shara has since proven that by giving Jeremy, by giving everybody else, by giving Megan and Tug all this damning information about Bruce and about the Tulees and about Lynette and everything else, that they have worked out some sort of agreement that there won't be any legal action taken against her anymore, providing that she continues to give this damning information. So, in regards to Shara and Jeremy and the Grangers and everything else, I think everything is back on a even level playing field where nothing is going to become of it. So yes, although something was done in the past, apologies have been made, and they're moving on now together to the greater good.
Rattus, just in regards to that, I think that, you know, like Mike and I, what we've been saying over the last month or so, last 6 weeks, everything that we said was repeated or was discussed a day later or that same night, and we've been right every time. I mean, you couldn't get any closer to being right, and we've proven categorically, factually, that they've been lying from day one. And with all this coming out now, with Shara publicizing the actual facts and the evidence, it just, I mean, Mike, I don't know if you want to say it, but I'm going to say, Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, we rest our case. Simple. There's not. I don't know what Mike's got to say to it, but me, you know, everything that I've said. Yes, I did criticize Shara. I did do some research on.
I do have something. Well, I got two things to say. First thing, 485, and
Oh, fuck off.
the second thing that I have to say is, look at how bad the leeches have hurt her case. You know, since they got involved, they've turned so many people off. You know, they got Slug off of her side, they've gotten Shara off of her side, and they've just done her damage. Nothing but damage. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. They did raise her money for a stupid fence that isn't even put up yet, and is probably not going to be put up, or if they do, it'll fall down. But yeah, they really have hurt her case significantly.
I mean,
Oh, not just that though. It gets worse than that. So you remember, fucking Stupid Dave recently released a video thanking the two fleas and fucking Ray fucking falling apart, Crusher or whatever else, and all the others, but then neglected to mention the people that were in it from the very beginning. So like your Marla Hughes, your fucking Victoria Munsell and everything else. And I know Victoria Munsell took offense to it. She was fucking fuming when Biscuit Boy and Stupid Dave and the two fleas were taking all the credit for everything. And Stupid Dave neglected to thank Marla and Victoria Munsell. I know Victoria Munsell turned around and made a direct threat to Stupid Dave, stating something along the lines of, you can take all the glory now and everything else, but you're forgetting the people who were here from the very beginning. You guys have taken all the credit, but we're the ones who fed you guys all the information in the first place, but you neglected to mention us and everything else, and just went full fucking ham at Stupid Dave. So now there's rifts forming in that sort of sense that you've got the original people that were following the case and helping the case out for Lynette, who are now going against the two fleas and everything else because, or Stupid Dave, because they neglected to mention them.
Yeah, I mean, have you
happening there?
I mean, here's the difference between people who fabricate bullshit and lies and everything else, and people who speak the truth and don't expect any accreditation or any tap on or any PLB or anything. And Mike has never cried out for recognition or for a PLB on the back for what he said. I've never done that. You've never done that, Ratters. Jeremy's never done it. No one who's actually brought out facts and truth and evidence has ever, you know, asked for recognition or that PLB, because at the end of the day, we're all individual people. We just happen to be discussing the same topic in our own way. And this is what gets me. Why do you want so much recognition because of the bullshittery that you're causing? Shouldn't you be concentrating on, instead of being on a platform, shouldn't you all be down, instead of flapping your gums, shouldn't you all be down at that property putting that fence up? Shouldn't you be down at that property cleaning it up? Shouldn't you be educating Lynette and John on how to keep their place clean, how to, you know?
I told DJ Radis whenever they put this fence up that he should throw on a mustache and a wig and go onto the property and get some footage and help put it up, be a volunteer.
Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, that is actually quite funny, actually picturing that. But no, joke to aside, right? This is the whole thing. Now, if I don't even know how to say this without swearing. At the end of the day, if you're going to sit on a platform and you're going to play the sympathy card, you're going to play, oh, mental health or medicine, I did this and all that crap, and then suddenly you've got two people who decided to see the light and realize what they were doing was wrong, and realize that the only best way to do is be honest and upfront and be real, is to tell the truth. That's what Slug and Shara are doing. Okay, they've decided that they've realized that, you know, the truth is more. How can I put it? is more important than bullshit. What's that? I saw pics from at Stormtrooper and Megan Fox's video feeds over it. It's just crazy. Wait, what?
So tomorrow is the Wilburn's birthday. So everyone, please go and subscribe as a birthday present to Georgie.
Yeah, can I just do something for, because if I don't get a chance to do it tomorrow?
Sure.
Hey Georgie, are you listening? Are you paying attention?
That's where the feet pics will be posted.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear feet like a dragon, Mr. President Wilburn. Happy birthday to you. And many feet more. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Well, we've gotten her one. That's 85.
I like to go back to Suzanne's Susan 7 Imperial Beach Cali person type of individual. What do you mean saw pics from me and Megan Fox's videos feeds over it? Can you explain that, please? It'd be very interesting to know, because anything that I have shown is public knowledge and is also
I'm looking to see if I can find the comment to put up.
But here's the whole thing about this whole situation. Right? Over the last month or last 6 months, oh fucking hell, the last 6 months, Jesus Christ, you actually look all right with that on your head. You actually look decent with a fucking hair on your head. You actually do look decent with it. All we need to do is get Mike a purple one. Then we got Teletubbies.
I think you'd be fucking posing at that stage.
Oh, right. Okay. I can't keep up with chats too quick.
Oh, it was Al Walker who said that. Hold on.
Do you know Mara May Hughes? If you're listening to this, how's DJ doing? Say hello from me. Ask him if he's still riding horses, by the way. Just saying.
There's the door.
That's too funny. Fucking ratish with a fucking wig on. I just kind of, oh God. That's funny as hell. That is funny as hell. No, but I mean, it's everyone, here's the thing. The treatment of that child by Lynette and John, okay? Right now, yeah, we hardly hear anything from them because they've been told to shut up because they've got a PR team, all right? The fact that Biscuit Boy has been shown videos with them on it, all right? And the fact that you see, the little one standing on top of a poo pile. I mean, really?
It's so gross. That whole property is just gross.
Yeah, and if you watch his video and you watch it properly and you pay attention in the background, and when he at one point he's looking right at the building and the properties, and you see the sheets they put up, and you see all the crap. What they've done, they've taken all the crap and they put it behind those sheets. That's what they've done. They've just moved shit from one spot to the other.
What I love is they keep saying, "Oh, the property doesn't smell." It's like, no, it smells. I know for a fact. I've talked to enough people, and it's like I had second cousins who lived on the east side of Toledo, over near the refinery plant. And if you went out to their house, it reeked of methane gas, which smells like poop. And they used to swear up and down that it didn't smell at their house. And oh my God, it smelled so bad. They just were desensitized to it. And that's exactly what's happened to John and Lynette. They're just completely desensitized.
It also depends. It realistically depends on which way the wind is blowing at the time as well, because there is a lot of tree cover and everything else surrounding the properties out there on North Otter Creek Avenue. Or if you talk to Biscuit Boy, it's what, Third Avenue or Fifth Avenue or something like that, because he has lived there his entire life. He can't be fucking wrong in regards to what the street names are. But yeah, depending on the time of the day, the direction of the wind will depend on if you smell it or not. Because obviously, if the wind is blowing towards North Otter Creek Avenue, if you're out on the road, you will smell it. If it's blowing the opposite direction, unfortunately, the Hudson sisters smell it because it's blowing straight into their property.
I think I can understand that message now. It's basically it dawned on me that those fence panels that were delivered are exactly the same fence panels that I use for that little open edge shower shitter area. So that means Lynette told them what panels she wanted, because they are exactly the same panels that she's got around her bathtub. And they, yeah. I'm glad I don't live there. Can you imagine how many air fresheners you'd need?
Gross.
I mean, can you just imagine, like, all day you just walk around in a circle spraying? You know, there's stuff you can get into these like automated spray machines that you can put on the toilets and that, and you just get loads of those cans and you just sort of set them up in one row, and you're just walking around going, and you can. Oh, I feel no, but I mean, to be honest with you, the less we hear that voice, the better. But I just want to see that child in a better.
Unfortunately, you will forever hear that voice. I have got that voice down pat, so you will forever hear that voice.
Oh God, I hate it when you talk to me like that. Oh, have you got that one where Lynette's coming on to me? Have you got that voice thing? Have you got that?
Should be somewhere on my phone somewhere.
Oh, that scared the crap out of me when you played that night. Oh God, I must admit, I did pee a little bit. I must admit. Fucking Sport Trooper is my love. I was like, okay, scary. And Mike, do you know what I'm going to do? Hey, Mike, you know what we should do?
What's that?
Around wait a minute. What time's it? What time's it there with you right now?
10 a.m.
Right, it's 10 a.m. So it's one. So tomorrow, about 5 o'clock my time, which will be 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which will be 9 o'clock your time. Tomorrow, for a couple of hours, I'm going to do the Will Burns birthday stream. So Will Burns is going to be the honored guest on my stream tomorrow.
Nice.
So you're invited, Ratters. You're invited, Mike. And we can, and Squid, if you're there, and Madam Mayor, Flippin' Adventures, you know, you're all invited to come on. And if you want the link, Mike can send you the link. And then you're all, She'll get 30 seconds to say what she wants, and then we'll just mute her for the rest of the stream. I'm joking. Yeah, she'll come on and go, hi, and I'll be going, hello, you guys. Mute. Oh, shit. Yeah, so Will Burns, if you want to get sort up a your own what do you call it, thumbnail for tomorrow's stream, obviously I'll let you know what time. We'll discuss it afterwards, and then we'll get. And I probably might have a special guest on another. There's going to be a couple of live streams where I'm going to have special guest appearances. One. I'm definitely not going to mention the other one. I'm going to be needing Mike on that as well. But yeah, there's going to be special guest appearances. So just so
one of those special guests is going to be Big Bird from the Sesame Street.
listen, I've told you before, jealousy won't get you anywhere. I told you this last night. I told you this last night privately. No need to be jealous, or you'll get your attention. Don't you worry about that. All right.
God, he used my real name. He said
Don't.
Tat. He didn't say DJ. He didn't say Radis. He said Tat.
Yeah.
I've been doxxed. I'm suing.
Here you go. That's how much I've got. $6. That okay for you? And a lighter.
Yep.
Oh, and a power bank charger.
Yep.
20,000.
I will take it all. I will take
Yeah.
it all.
Okay, brilliant. Right. Okay. Right. So there's no need for lawyers then, no?
Oh, you've just agreed to give me all that, so yeah, I'll have to give you my PO box, and you can send it all to me.
Yeah, mate. If you need some decent power banks, hey, fucking let me know, mate. I'll go and get some for you, and I'll send them to you, dude.
I'm running on like 4 at the moment. I've got one charging because it's one of those solar panel ones and everything else. So it's on my dash at the moment charging.
Great sport, you're my favorite. Me, pick me. Fucking Gale.
That's all right. We'll send Gail the. She can come on.
Gail knows how to press my fucking buttons. Yeah, she fucking did it twice so far. So does Amago. So does Ozzy. They all Roy. Where are you, Roy? You fucker. Yeah. Wait a minute. Spawn, you have £6 bucks would be American. Nah, I've actually got American. Hey, look. Leave me the fuck alone, all right? Pick on someone else. Fucking sat me. Oh, you got £6 bucks would be American. I just said $6.
Oh yeah, Aussie Jeff's Jen. For any Australians that are in here, when living in Australia, all you get is about 2 hours worth of sleep, and that's in between drinking. I know. I can admit to my faults. When I was living in Australia, I was an alcoholic. I would wake up Saturday morning, and I would start drinking from like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, pass out at around about midday, get a couple of hours sleep, wake back up, and start drinking again. It's the Aussie way.
Yep.
If you're not working, drink.
And Wilburn's regards tomorrow. Yes, that's the whole point of you coming onto the stream. But obviously, I'm going to set a couple of rules, right? But other than that, yeah, you're the special guest tomorrow, right? Because it's your birthday tomorrow. So, but obviously,
I feel we need to put a stipulation in here. Every time any of us tomorrow mention either Lynette, the Fleas, or anything like that, Wilburn has to take a shot.
Dude, I'm not taking on that responsibility. Having someone drunk on my stream, absolutely not. She'll be absolutely rat-assed, mate.
She'll be rat-assed after just opening the bottle up and just sniffing it.
That's true. I mean, the thing is that that'd be a quick stream then, 20 minutes. That'd be really fucking good. That'd be the shortest and the best stream I've ever had. 20 minutes hearing someone go, "Oh, all right." Well, then again, I mean, they do say that I'm always drunk, so actual fact, that stream will be even shorter than that. I'm always drunk. Will Burns is going to get drunk within 5 minutes. Hey,
she doesn't drink, therefore, having a couple of drinks or even just opening the bottle up and sniffing it, she's what we call in Australia a Cadbury. A glass and a half and gone.
Lightweight. It's like walk past a bar going, I love you. Yeah. But no, I'm going to have quite a few. I have got a couple of people who I'm going to interview, and Mike is going to be one of them. Actual fact, no, he's not going to, because he'll be pressing those fucking buttons every 5 seconds. No, but I'm definitely going to have people on there, and when I do have people on there, I'm only bringing them in. Eric, it's not my fault that you can only last 30 seconds. A quickie for me is 2 to 3 hours. You know, I like to use every part of my body, hands, you know.
You know what I mean? But
And the
you just
reason why you go, here's a quickie is like 2 to 3 hours, because 2.5 hours of that is just him trying to figure out how to take his shoes off.
you see, that's where you're wrong. I don't wear shoes.
I wear boots.
I imagine you wearing slippers like you're Hugh Hefner or something.
Who? What the fuck? Did you just fucking
what
sit
he was.
live on your own stream and insult me in such a fashion? You utter bastard. Fuck you.
Actually, let's take away the whole mentioning of Lynette or the fleas or whatever else. Every time Spawn swears or curses, Burns has to take a shot.
Oh. I'm sorry, Will. I'm so sorry. Actual fact, no, I think what we should do one night is when Skipper does his cocktail, right? When he needs to. I'm going to give him a name later on. Actually, I'll do it now. Right? It's called the Black Hole Trooper cocktail. Right? And basically, what he has to do every time, right, for 45 minutes, he has to have the cocktails ready, right? Fairly a large amount of it, and every time I say a certain word, which we'll come to agree on, right, he has to take a sip, and let's see how quickly we can get him drunk.
Or you'll just sit there and you'll just continuously keep saying.
Yep. Yes, I will. Deliberately, happily, enjoyably.
Actually, I wonder what the distance is from where I'm at the moment, out to Bronson. Because I would like to get a photograph outside Levy.
I think the aliens have found him. The Twilight Zone, where sight and sound are secondary. Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the Twilight Zone. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jen, have you got your telly turned up? Is your TV turned up? Can you hear my voice? Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah. Autobots, roll out. I just, actual fact, what Rattus has hit a nail on the head, actually. You know, considering that I haven't mentioned, well, I have mentioned certain names today, but the fact that we don't really call them by their names anymore is. So he has got a good point, but yeah. What? Bloody hell, Eric! Refresh the bloody browser. I said that about 20 minutes ago.
I'm gonna have to start wrapping this up though, because we've been going almost 3 hours, and I don't want
listen.
He's getting too long.
Listen, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours is good. I can't believe I nearly did 6 hours the other day. I totally lost all track of time. I seriously did. I mean, when I looked up and I saw the time, I was like, oh shit. But you know, I mean, like, I'm not used to the amount of views, and I'm not used to the. I thought like, oh Christ, 6 hours, nearly 6 hours. Oh God, people are going to be bored and all that shit. But we had so much fun. Oh God. It was just like that day when Stu, when wannabe Jeebus came into my stream and, started demanding shit. We couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. You know, this is what I like about YouTube. I like about this crowd is that like you can have a stream and you know you act like you're angry or you act like you're sad or whatever. But the thing is, like, you will always have someone in the chat who go,
Throw Spawn Trooper a box of Dr. Pepper, shaken but not stirred.
you know. But it's the fact that we're not scared. It's one thing I do like about your streams and my streams. There's no bullshittery.
Oh yeah.
There's no bullshittery. There's a lot of, you know. I mean, I'm glad that Squib's not here because 1.5 members of the Navy against me would be unfair. You know, and I just hope. Also, I hope TC's okay. You know, I did see him in your stream. I did rewatch your stream. Minnesota. You know, Black. What's it called again? Black
Regiment.
Regiment. I hope everything's fine. You know, my prayers and thoughts are with you and everybody. And hugs to you, fella, if you see this. You know. And yeah, guys, go and show that guy some support. You know, go and tell him that you're thinking for him, and you know, sending your thoughts and everything. Yeah, but yeah, you know, Bubbles has got a challenge. Let's see if he's got the balls to do it. And I meant every word of it.
We'll
Say
see. I don't think I think he's backing way down.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I have actually made that live stream private because I know for a fact that he heard it, and he either shuts up or puts up. One of the two. Let's see if he's got the balls to do it. I'm actually quite tempted to unblock him, get him on my stream, and just rip him a new one. And just every time he starts talking, just mute him. Shh, be quiet, little boy. What was it? You got so many views on your 6-hour stream. It was good. Have I? Well, I know I got about. Oh yes, that has gone up a little bit. Oopsie daisy. That's definitely gone up a little bit. Something else I want to say on a serious note. Right, guys, you know, next month is December, and we're coming up to Christmas and everything. The weather is going to get cold. Please, 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 go into your wardrobes, go into your garages, your lofts, and everything else. Look for clothing that you no longer wear or you don't need. Please go and donate it. Go and give it to a homeless person. Warm clothing, you know. Go and do something for the homeless, please. Please, 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 please. You know, if you don't have money to give, can't donate, please. A warm sweater or a nice hat, you know. Just saying.
Yep.
So I thought you had to have 1,000 subs before you could get super chats and everything else.
At 500, you can get partial monetization.
Okay.
So I don't get
So
I don't get super chats then at 500. It's at no super chats is at 500.
Okay, then you're only 15 away.
What do you mean 15? Oh shit!
Ladies and gentlemen of the crowd, Spawn Trooper is 15 subs away from being semi or partially monetized. If you have not already gone over to his YouTube channel and subscribed, I would say take this next couple of minutes to pop over there, click subscribe. It is absolutely free, and it will piss him off. If you want to piss off Spawn Trooper and do it in a positive way, go subscribe to his YouTube channel.
I saw Wilburn's a couple what am I trying to say? A couple subscribers.
Yeah, I got in trouble by doing that because
Julie, I have still not been found. In fact, that's why I'm going to go face my fears today. I'm actually going to make a trip out to Bronson, out to Levy County Courthouse, wearing the Where's Wally, Where's Waldo outfit and everything else, and take a photo standing outside the courthouse, just because I know I've not been served.
Yeah, it says like on here. It says shorts feed ads eligibility. Right on here, I've got the first one. It says membership, super chats, and shopping. Then after that, it's that, and then after that, it's watch page ads and short feed ads. That's out of 1,000. Oh my god, I'm 15 away. Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
It's not just a free subscription. It's a way to piss him off. And that's what we all want to do. That's the only reason all of us are here, is to piss him off.
That's not helping prisoner 257443. That's not helping one bit.
It helps all of us. It helps us all smile that you're getting annoyed that you're going to get.
No, if I was a snowflake or woke, I'd be asking for a safe space right now. Okay, I get it. You are achieving your goal to piss me off. You don't. I mean, I don't even know what I'm walking into right now. I don't know what's going to happen when it hits 500. I don't know. Okay, oh yeah, go on, sub to get him to 500. But no one will sit there and go, "Hey, Spawn, do me a favor. See me after the stream. I'll explain to you what you can and can't do." But no. Fucking order.
Look, I'll tell you one thing. When I first hit 500 subs, it was within probably 3 months. I went from 500 subs. Actually, it was even less than that. From 500 subs to 1,000 subs in literally a couple of months. And then when I hit the first 1,000 subs, I jumped up to 2,500 subs within another couple of months, and now I'm sitting like 600 subs shy or whatever else of 5K.
Yeah, but here's my question to you. I get it. You want to fucking, you want to, press my buttons and shit like that. But do I deserve to be monetized? Do I deserve to fucking reach these goals? Off, yeah, no.
Well, some would say that I'm not deserving of even 5,000 subscribers. The way I think about it is there's 4,500 people in this world that actually enjoy my content whatsoever. So even if you've got one sub, it just means that your mother loves you and she subscribed to your channel.
Yeah, well. I mean, I'm going. The thing is, I don't like
just about 500 people that actually enjoy your content and want to be a part of your growth and everything else. So embrace it.
Yeah, and I think Skip's frozen, and now we control his stream.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
No, can't hear you at all.
Can't hear a peep. We couldn't hear you ask if we could hear you. Couldn't hear.
I had something crash. Let me try.
I need to start reading the comments. Oh my god, 15 away from that. I really don't know what to do when this happens.
You don't know what to do, or you don't want to know what to do.
I don't know what to do. I mean, I need to contact my accountant, my financial advisor, because I need to ask him what to do in regards of because I need to set up some sort of, oh god.
Set up a secondary bank account with another bank or whatever else, and that way any money that you do earn or whatever else can go into that separate account. And that way you can keep track of everything easier.
Yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out somehow. I mean, I'll probably touch base with. I'll talk to Mike at some point on a serious group, have a chat. What do you mean? What are you shaking your head for? What are you shaking your head for? No, you are part and parcel of this fucking issue. You are going to help me. None of this fucking no. I know you can't read a map for shit, but you are gonna step up, sir.
You see, you've got Sergeant Mitch here who's saying he's going to wait until you hit 500 subs and then unsub to make it 4.99. You've got Chris saying
that's in the heart. That's just in the fucking heart. That like
a Dr. Pepper party. The way I see it is you need to have a Dr. Pepper spray party. So you take some pepper spray and you spray it into the Dr. Pepper and then drink it.
Oh, that's not a problem. I can do that. I'm not scared. I've been pepper sprayed a few times. I've been tasered a few times. That I'll walk off. That's not a problem at all.
No, there's a difference between being sprayed in the face with pepper spray and actually drinking pepper spray.
Trust me, when you get sprayed in your face, you do get some of it in your mouth.
I've been pepper sprayed many a time. That's part of the initiation or their training for working in any sort of correctional facility or whatever else. When I was working in Ohio State Penitentiary, we deliberately get sprayed in the face to see how our reactions are in case there's a riot in the prison or whatever else. So you need to know how to deal with it if you accidentally do get sprayed.
I thought it was just a thing of being Australian.
Actual fact, there is one thing I know for a fact. You know, the minute I hit this 500, you know what's going to happen, don't you? The two fucking fleas, and everyone else going to go, oh yes, let's copyright slamming the fucker now.
Oh no.
Bring it.
What you'll probably end up doing is having a super chat or whatever else sent to you by Bruce the Deuce, like he did to Mike.
What's he going to do with that?
He's going to give you like a $2 or £2 freaking super chat saying some bullshit or whatever else.
Oh, you know, at the end of the day, if he's helping me get Restream Pro, then that, you know, because like I said, any financial monetary gain I make on YouTube, I'm paying it forward, and I'm going to be very transparent about it. And you know, so you know, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to calculate if it's 25% or more goes to Veteran Nation to donate towards other vets. The rest of it is going to pay for Restream and then Pro, and then after that, I'll probably might get a couple of blow up sheep with puncture repair kits. Who knows? I probably might, you know.
Chris wants to know what it feels like to be pepper sprayed. It's a constant burning sensation. To be honest, I would rather be kicked in the nuts than be pepper sprayed again.
Yeah, and also when you get pepper sprayed, like every single part of your head, it'll feel like you can't breathe. It'll feel like you can't see. You can't do anything. And all it is, it's just your mind panicking. You just have to control your emotions and just, you know, it is painful. I'm not going to lie about that. It is very painful. It stings like fuck. It's worse than CS gas. But the thing is, you can work through it if you control your mind.
As I said, being kicked in the nuts, the pain disappears faster than being pepper sprayed.
Yeah. And something else you need to remember, right? Never ever touch if you've been CS sprayed or pepper sprayed, never ever touch your face with your hands. Because if after you've cleaned your face and everything else, okay, I've seen people, you know, after going into the the respirator testing center, not a gas chamber anymore. Like we've gone back to the block, we've taken the git off, and then they're like, you know, they're going for a shower and they start washing their, you know, their man parts and their lady parts and all that. Next thing you just hear this scream. Yeah, it's it's quite entertaining actually. That's why they said right from now on, yeah, you go through the fire exit, you go up, you put the stuff out and you air it outside the window. Pepper spray, some people, especially asthmatic people, it can affect their breathing a little bit, but again, it's all about mind over matter. You don't mind, it doesn't matter. That's the biggest failure in people when they get tasered or they get CS sprayed or pepper sprayed. They panic. What did you get?
I would say tasing would be a different. Being tased is a different sensation than being pepper sprayed.
Yeah. What do you think about? What do you think? Oh, that's a fucking awesome thumbnail. What do you think about? I wasn't going to say. What do you think? Did they hit you with the spray or did they hit you with the balls? The pepper balls.
They have spray in the prisons. They have the pepper balls and everything else. Now, when I first moved here and I went into the prison system and everything else as a correctional officer or prison guard, whatever way you want to call it, I was very much against the use of lethal force. So I had a taser and I had the beanbag shotgun.
Mm.
Whereas everyone else had access to pistols or rifles, plus a taser or whatever else. So my go-to was the beanbag shotgun.
Wait, I've got 574 views on what? No, because the reason I'm asking is because the pepper balls that they use is more potent because it's actually powder, so it goes everywhere. So if you're sweating on your chest or under your arms, oh shit. People don't realize that. Like, yeah, come on then, and they fire like a dozen pepper balls. Like, yeah, come on then, and then next thing you know, you're on the ground in the dog position, going, oh, I can't breathe. Oh, fucking my body's burning. Oh shit! No.
But no, I will say, if anyone ever does go into corrections or becomes a correctional officer or prison guard or prison officer or whatever else, the best thing you can do, and it's something that the prison wardens don't recommend. They, on top of that, the other guards generally won't recommend it either, is treat the inmates that are in there as people.
As human beings.
The wardens and stuff like that do not want. They want you to treat them pretty much like a piece of shit. But if you can treat the inmates as a person, regardless of what they've done or whatever else in the past to get there, during whatever else, if you respect those inmates, they will protect you in a circumstance or whatever else. You'll still have people in there that will see you as a threat or whatever else because you're a guard or whatever else, and they'll classify you as the same sort of person as a police officer or whatever else, and they will still want to hurt you. But if you can treat certain inmates in there with respect and everything else,
You're losing signal, dude.
I am losing signal.
Yeah. I mean, like I was gonna, like when I retired, I was like, people going, "Oh, why did you do this job? Why did you do that job?" I can't work in a prison because the thing is, I'm a type of person who believes that when you go to prison, you deserve to be in there and you deserve to be treated as a prisoner. But then again, like they're still human beings, no matter what they've done, right? But the problem is, in prison, some people go in there for the most simplest thing and then come out as a fucking hard-headed fucking criminal. So they come out worse than they went in. But you know, I believe in we had this big conversation about, you know, they should bring back national service, and my answer to that was absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, yeah, teach them drill, keep them fit and everything. Teach them drill and all that, and first aid, and you know, map reading and living out in the open. But no, no, you don't want to teach these fuckers how to actually circumvent and be better at what they're doing. You don't want to do that. You don't want to teach criminals how to outsmart the police.
Yeah, and no tactics.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, when we did crowd control, or what we call public order training, there was a group of youngsters there from cadets and everything else, and like we were doing it for a few days, about a week before we actually did the big exercise, and like we got invited to go and go and check out the cadets, and lo and behold, they did exactly everything we did, copycatted the whole thing, and they only watched us for one day, and they were able to do they were able to do the lines, they had everything in set up. It was just fantastic. And these are youngsters from the age of 12, 13 all the way up to 18. So you just imagine you take 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and you put them through national service. I say about 75% will stay in, or they'll come out as a better person, and then you've got the rest. You don't know. I would never risk it. In the 50s and 60s, national service was different. Don't forget, the evolution of the brain and the behavior of people has changed. Today, you can't say boo to a goose. So national service is a bad idea. Unless there's a war, then you're fucked. And hopefully, when Trump, I know a lot of people don't like Trump, but when Trump takes that fucking house back and defumes it, and then comes over to the UK, I hope he grabs that fucking Keir Starmer by the throat and goes, "You are an absolute waste of an oxygen thief. You deserve not to be in a pew." What expect spawn? You're putting criminal minds in one area and they're going to learn and feed off each other, but you got young adults going in there with lifelong criminal teaching. Yeah, of course. That's why I think, I mean, in the UK, right, you had boarding schools, you had youth custody centers, youth prisons, and stuff like that. And if you talk to anyone who got banged up as a youth, when they went in there, they went in as softies. When they came out, right, they became the adult version of a criminal. Because at the end of the day, the prison system is basically you put them in prison, you leave them there for their sentence, and then you release them when they've done their sentence. If it was up to me, you do the time. If you're doing the crime, you do the time, and trust me, that time's not going to be nice.
I do need to wrap this up because we need to get going. But I thank you guys for being here this morning. And everyone, I do want you to go subscribe to the Wilburns because it's their birthday tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to get Spawn Trooper over the hump.
Oh, God.
But
we don't want to get him over. We just want him to straddle the hump and bounce up and down a couple of times.
I mean, I was going to go live today, and we went live at the same time, but I thought, being here is more important. And plus, it gave me a chance to, relax a little bit. But I've sent the message out, what I wanted to send out. Good conversation topics here. But yeah, tomorrow we'll do a live stream with Will Burns.
That'll be good. I'll join in on that.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. I can only get 6 people in. What I will do, I mean, Will Burns, Mike, Tat, Rattus. Who else can we bring in? Squid, if she's around. TJ, if he wants in. AVA, if he wants in. Eric, if he wants in. But knowing Eric. Eric, you should dress up as Santa Claus.
That or
that could be a good side gig.
If we set it up through my stream and everything else, which would be through StreamYard, I can have up to 10 people.
I'm still going to go live anyway.
Oh yeah, you can still. That's the thing with my. If I set it up, you can actually set up your stream to go live through your stream as well.
Yeah.
Mike comes on or Squid comes on, all of you can actually individually set up your own streams to connect through mine. So you'd be streaming to your own servers and everything else. It just allows up to 10 people to be active on the stream at once.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll sort something out tomorrow. I'll sort something out tomorrow. How long was I live for? I was 31 minutes. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that private. Today's stream was shite anyway. Oh my god, 486. Oh god, I need to spend loads of time researching and reading shit now. This is what you can't do. This is what you should do. This is what you're not allowed to do. This is what you have to do. That means once I start getting,
you'd only really have to watch the cursing and everything else once you hit 1,000 subs, because it comes down to YouTube adverts and everything else.
Okay.
Where people don't necessarily, the companies that put the adverts in don't necessarily want to have a stream where you're swearing or whatever else. So if you're just getting super chats or actual members and everything else, that's not going to be affected by your cursing and everything else. You still have 500 subs away from that before you have to worry about that part.
Well, that's good, because it probably might take me 10 years to get the other 500. So that's good. That's good.
You see, I just made you happy.
That's really good. So that'll take. Yes. I mean, like, I've already got certain goals set up. I mean, I definitely want to get Mike and Will Burns and anyone else who's got ATC, that we start doing some ATC streaming. You know, yes, exactly. See, so get some gaming going as well, because let's be honest, most of the shit that's going on is boring anyway. So why not have fun? And tomorrow we're gonna have fun with the birthday. So, but we need to put sort of stabilizers and bump and sort of some sort of material onto Wilburn's truck so she doesn't. Oh, before you finish, Mike, I'm gonna explain to you guys about the mods you can get for ATS. Sorry, you can actually get mods where you can actually download the mods, and when you play the game, you install them, and you can actually drive fire engines and police cars. So that means people can drive.
I always make super get a chub.
Excuse me. I know. You can tell. I mean, but the only problem is, if we do play with these mods, here's the problem. Being on the same server in the same convoy with Will Burns and what she does to police cars, I think we'll just stick to trucks.
Well, we can talk about it, but I do need to wrap this up.
Yep.
But I do want to thank you guys for being here. Join us tomorrow for on Spawn's channel for Wilburn's for Georgie's birthday, and that'll be fun. I will probably put out a very short video, only like a couple minutes long tomorrow, so you guys get some content from me. But beyond that, thank you for being worth serving.
Yep. And yeet. Oh. 486. I'm doomed.
Working, so I'm just gonna end it.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Goose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakening at her own steady pace. Sips